I'll shout. Let me know when I get closer. Open up the sky for me. When you say I'll dig much deeper.
Ain't no telling where the day go, nah. Ain't no telling where the time roll, but it's alright. But it's alright. Hard days, hard nights, hard times, hard life all night. Damn right, gon' find my way through. I just find my way through. And I'm coming right back to you. Back to you. Right back to you. I'm just a product of the pain. Love it, it's not in vain. Try to get a couple dollars out this change. Not the same as when the game just re-upping on them things. Know that it's gotta be inside of me, and I don't see why I complain. But if life gets harder as compared to what you barely got the character I dare to ever try to make comparisons. Fair to be able to not complain that ain't fair enough. Just like a gun, I'm staring down the barrel of. But I ain't looking for no handouts. Got a couple things I understand now. Better believe them walls are all gonna fall around you. Ain't gonna be no one around. Stand your ground is all you can do. Cause
in the back of my mind, I know I'll be just fine.
ain't no telling where the day go now. Ain't no telling where the time roll. But it's alright. But it's alright. Hard days, hard nights, hard times, hard life all night. Damn right, gon' find my way through. I just find my way through. And I'm coming right back to you. Back to you. Right back to you. No, I'm just riding through the drama. Problems, you know I got them. All these blessings, better count them. No doubt if they're hitting bottom. All these wins are from the failure. This paper, you're born to haters. All these W's are solid fit, they from the tailors. If you get the chance, you gotta grab it. But when failure sound romantic, dog, and the pressure on the be a standing. Gotta measure up to standards. Playing with never to shoot for average, man, but it's too demanding. These gonna buckle under, you know that I'm standing.
In the back of my mind, I know I'll be just
where the day go now. Ain't no telling where the time roll. But it's alright. But it's alright. Hard days, hard nights, hard times, hard life all night. Damn right, gon' find my way through. I just find my way through. And I'm coming right back to you.
these long roads, babe, lead me so far from the truth. Leave me with numbered days from all the pain.
Hey, it's amazing the subtle games that you are playing. And you don't even know I exist. You have got me on your hit list. And you're conspiring. Girl, you are sexual and violent. And now you got this on your conscience. Because now I'm unresponsive. My chest as you watch me bleed. Every kick, drum, hit is a symphony. Every brush of your curves is the air I breathe. You speak, I am listening. Sweat rolls, girl, you're glistening. Slow-mo, pull me into the light, the light. There are people watching us, wishing they were obvious. Instead of giving into the fright, the fright. Run through the fire, I walk the wire. just breaks. One slow suicide while one just takes and takes. One choice for the good of you, but not the one you make. But one worth dying for if you saw her shake, shake, shake. We can feel the flow underneath our feet. I am listening. We can feel the flow underneath our feet. You are glistening. We can feel the flow underneath our feet. I am listening. We can feel the flow underneath our feet. That's my bad fire. Run through the fire. Out the wire. How it's everything I own. I swim the ocean. Dance with the dead. I'd sell my soul to take you home. Run through the
This is my world.
Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance. Next, GSL Season 3. Reversal. 2019. GSL Season 3. Codex. Reversal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GSL Code S. I am Artosis, joined by a mystery caster. Oh, today it's No Regret. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing fantastically, I would say. We've had so much StarCraft in the last week, and there's so much noise in my headset right now. It's actually crazy. But let's take a look at the groups that have happened. We have Group A, Rogue and Special Advance. Group B, Dark and Ragnarok Zergs. Killing it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that Special got through. Rogue getting through too, because Rogue kind of got upset last week.
Yeah.
It was really sad not seeing him do better, because Rogue is one of our best Zerg players. Dark, obviously, the champion. He's definitely supposed to get out of that group. Ragnarok, he's obviously very good. I think he does way better than most expect.
Yeah,
So-
he's getting into really great shape right now. Very quietly, he's filled in all of his plays, so it's exciting to see him go forward.
Right.
And hopefully some more Zergs advance, especially tonight.
You want more Zergs?
Well, tonight I want another Zerg.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Based on this group that we'll talk about in a minute. But first, we actually have an award to give out, a Nestea award. Andy, bring us through this.
Hello everyone, it's GSL Season 3 and we have a Nestea Award ceremony before we kick off tonight's
네,
game.
GSL 14번째 임재덕상
That is
수상자입니다.
the 14th
먼저
player to
축하드리고요.
receive the award.
트로피 받으세요.
Here's your trophy.
네, 정말 축하드립니다.
Once again, congratulations.
시즌 2부터 시작해서 10회 연속
It is your
포디움인데요.
10th appearance in the GSL. How do you feel?
저는 인재받을 줄 몰랐는데
I didn't think I would get it now.
개인적으로
I think
많이
it's a bit
아쉽고요.
late,
그렇지만은 지금이라도 받았으니까
but now that I got it,
20번, 30번
I'll try to get it more in the future. Maybe my 20th time, 30th time,
GSL에서 좋은 모습
and I'll try to show good performance in the GSL.
정말 좋은 각오네요.
Very nice
자, 이번
determination
시즌
here.
아직까지 프로토스 진출이 없다는 점에서
So far we don't have any Protoss players in the round of 16.
지난 시즌과는 그런데 공격 분위기가 많이 달라요.
I feel like the racial things kind of have changed
확실히
in
좀
this
지난
season.
시즌과는 다르게 다른
Yes, definitely.
종족들이 좀 프로토스의 불멸자 올인이나
Yeah,
프로토스의 이런 전략들을
Moral all-in
잘 대처
and other strategies, I think they're being
분위기가
fended up really well.
하지만 저는 다르다는 모습
But I'll show everyone that I'm different.
다르다는 모습 보여주겠다 말씀하셨는데요.
Alright.
이번 시즌 활약 기대하겠습니다.
We will look forward to your performance.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
All right.
네, 이렇게
Very
임재덕상
much.
수상자
Stats
김대엽
sure is
선수를
special. He doesn't need to show
만나봤는데요.
us.
32강 시즌
Well,
경기 바로 시작하겠습니다.
Maybe it's his season to shine once again. I do hope so.
How many round of 16s has Stats gone through?
Quite a few.
Yeah,
Last time he was eliminated before the round of 16. You know who it was against?
no idea.
Here.
Oh, here. That's surprising.
Uh-oh.
It's a little surprising.
Well, this group, no regret.
Yeah. This is
What do you think?
This is an extremely tough group.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Hurricane, by the way. Imagine this being your seed 1 group.
Right?
Like,
That doesn't seem
Hurricane is seed 1 in this group.
Who's seed 4? Kier?
Maybe Scarlett?
Scarlett's
I have to
seed 4?
imagine. What did
Oh,
she
yeah,
get
because
last?
she's playing him first, so that would make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, Scarlett seed 4. This is such a tough group for
Yeah,
Hurricane,
this is-
though. I
this
think
is a
Hurricane
stupid
getting
group.
top 4, you're like, oh man, my next season has to be easy, right?
Yeah.
Easier.
Well, when Scarlett's your seed 4, you know your group is screwed already.
Yeah. And Stats being in there somehow, you're like, what?
Yeah.
He's not a seed 1. And Kier is like one of the most underperforming skilled players of all time, I would say. Like, he's just so good.
Yeah.
And everybody knows he's so good, but he never does well offline.
It's so true. So this group, it's really highly contested. I feel like it's the hardest to predict out of all of the groups.
100%.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to come down to what has been prepared today by the various players.
Right.
I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, coming into this first PBC, Hurricane has showed a lot of aggressive play lately. He had some fantastic PBC series that you and I have gone over on in depth.
We have.
Quite a bit. But is he going to still utilize that? Because, I mean, when you look at the map pool that we have right now, it's like Thunderbird, then King's Cross, the New Repugnancy. So
yeah,
a couple more macro-esque maps.
Right. I think Hurricane is kind of going away from that style already, though. I think it's a limitation to your if you keep doing it constantly, right? And we saw it against Dark, but he didn't really do that. So let's see what he brings coming up.
Yeah. All right. So as mentioned previously, Thunderbird, King's Cove, New Repugnancy. What is your prediction for this match?
This is a really, really hard one.
Yeah.
I don't see a 2-0 either way. I think this got to be a 2-1. I want to say Hurricane, but I really want Scarlett to advance here.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I think Scarlett's got this. Let's go into game number 1 on Thunderbird.
In the top left-hand corner, the blue Protoss.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
Brave Stars Gaming. I didn't realize that he had joined a new team.
What exactly is a Brave Star?
I bet it's a Chinese team, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Brave Stars Gaming.
And our Canadian, the Red Zerg player.
Newbie, Scarlett.
Oh, that's just like you, Jake, only seeing race.
Race. I said Canadian. Did you not hear me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is that race? Canadians are race?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So is Zerg and Protoss.
So I talked a lot with Sasha about her plan in this matchup. And both these players know each other really well. First off, Hurricane lived with Scarlett for 2 years.
Yeah.
So you do tend to know each other very well after 2 years. This map kind of limits your aggression as the Protoss player. So, oh, okay, wait. This is one of those sneaky probes, but there's nothing going on. That was just being sneaky.
She
Yeah,
shook
the
her
Overlord.
head no with the Overlord. Did you see that?
I saw that.
My God.
That's funny. Yeah, just being annoying though. Obviously there's no real reason to put your probe behind the middle unless you're going for that cannon rush. But not going to cannon rush. This map is so bad for it. Scarlett said that there's basically no % chance that there's a cannon rush this map. So
sounds to me like a map you should cannon rush on.
Yeah, sure. There's a reason why there's no % chance though.
Yeah, I know, but like
you're just gonna build 5 pylons or what?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not? Like,
okay.
I mean, if they're really not thinking you're gonna do it,
sure.
I'd like to see it.
The problem with that though, besides the fact that you build a bunch of pylons,
That's an amazingly drawn queen right there.
Is that there's a ton of surface area on your pylons, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really work. So we talked a bit. She said that she's going to take a fast third and then go into melee. I think melee gives you a lot of options on a map like this.
That's actually really exciting that you mentioned that, right? That we might end up seeing an actual melee opener, because this was pretty popular a little while back, but we haven't seen it. I can't remember the last time we saw it, like maybe 2 years ago.
Do you know why we haven't been seeing it much?
Because everyone goes Archon drops.
Indeed, man. Indeed. I was just checking.
All right. Well,
also,
you keep
another
checking
thing
me, Jake.
is the immortal timings are melee is not very good against it. There's not enough substance in your army when you go melee.
Yeah.
The force fields can really limit your amount of damage you can do, and links just die so fast to literally anything they warp in, zealots, adepts, whatever. First adept coming into Scout. We'll see. Probably just going to cancel. Unless he's a madman. Okay, he's a madman. Kind of annoying. It doesn't really do much.
So not that much of a madman.
Yeah, not that much of a madman, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just annoying when this happens.
Yeah. Well, gonna go ahead and get out of here now.
Yeah, with like no HP.
But yeah, I'm excited to see the melee. Like, what type of tech path is she going to take into the late game from the melee opener if there's no Archon drop?
She wants to go Lingbane Hydra. First, she's going to go melee with a bunch of queens, because queens actually defensively make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And they combo well with melee, assuming that you don't just get like surprised. Like even if you go, let's say Archon drop, if you have 7 queens, you can deal with Archon drop. Totally reasonably.
Yeah.
She sends the Overlord in after. Oh, whoa!
Yeah, I know,
Void
right?
Ray.
What is that?
Okay, I guess this to kill the Overlord, maybe be a little bit safe. This doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, the Void Ray doesn't make too much sense for me right now.
It doesn't. 2 drones, that's nice.
What does that even mean?
It's I don't actually know. It's safe, obviously, if there's some weird roach timing, and it kills the Overlord like a Phoenix would. But
yeah.
It doesn't make that
but
much
it like
sense.
costs more and moves more slowly, so I'm like, oh.
I mean, the difference in price isn't a huge deal. I guess your third base is a little bit safer than a Phoenix. Like, a Phoenix doesn't really help you there. I don't know. I'm not going to say that's better than a Phoenix, but
yeah.
I'm just trying to give, like,
it's interesting to see something that's different.
Oh, this is a big mistake.
Whoa.
Yeah.
3 kills. Very, very nice.
5 kills altogether. Oracles usually only get a couple kills, so 5 kills is quite a lot. Another Overlord.
Is she thrown off from the Void Ray?
No. She sees the Void Ray. Look at how many drones she's building. Like, there's 13 drones in production. She's like, what? What is a Void Ray going to do? Also, Void Ray kind of signals that you're just never going to build any more Stargate units. Like, nobody goes Void Ray into Phoenix, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, Phoenix, when you see the first Phoenix, you're kind of like, okay, what if he builds, like, 4 or 5? That's kind of annoying, right?
Yeah.
And you can't go Mutas because there's 5 Phoenixes. But there's, like, no reason to go Void Ray into Phoenix, so.
No, that is a good point, but what do you do with the Void Ray now? Like, is it just defensive? Like,
it's
is there?
Just defensive.
Because I remember back in the day, we'd occasionally see Void Rays pop out, and then they would do something cute, like come up and kill a geyser or something, you know, like put attack a drone and get an extra drone with it or something.
No, like, what it's doing now is basically what it's going to do for the rest of the game, which is just patrol and sit there and do nothing.
Well, later on in the game, it's going to die to Hydra, so I'm excited for that.
Void Ray might be better against like possible Nidus stuff too, though.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like right now, like it's patrolling possible spots where a Nidus would be, but the Overlords are dead right now. But you know,
and it will actually kill an incoming Overseer Overlord much faster than a Phoenix, so it would be harder to even get the vision of where you want your Nidus.
Why did you warp a Zealot there?
I like that.
Why? Do you know why there's a Zealot with that Archon drop?
To make it scarier.
You're right. A Zealot makes it way scarier.
It does.
Yeah.
My God. You're a Zerg player. You know all about this. The greatest unit in the game,
as soon as I see a Zealot and 2 Archons, I'm like, damn, I wish you didn't have that 1 Zealot there.
Well, now it's 4.
Now it's 4, yeah.
His bros have joined him.
This is actually so good against melee. This is so good against melee because Zerglings do so poorly against Zealots.
Yeah.
This might actually just kill her. How many queens do we have? 9 Hydras.
I don't think that she's dead, but
no, but
you know, the 4th base having to go down, the creep spread being completely eradicated.
This is bad.
Yeah.
Like 11 Hydras on the way. I don't know what the Hydra count is right now. This is so decisive by Hurricane, by the way. This is not a very good army to deal with this. If this is an inefficient trade after losing the 4th base, this could put Scarlett in a really bad spot for the rest of this game.
Oh my God.
Bunch of Zealots on top of the queens. So these queens go down, that would be devastating. This is most of her defense.
Oh, well, it looks like she's going to end up saving most of the queens here.
Yeah.
The Archons should be able to get out without any problem. The Zealots end up going down, but this was a really high-quality move from Hurricane.
Trading out 12 Zealots for that amount of stuff is really good.
And
1,800 to 1,400 resources.
The canceled 3rd, obviously a gigantic deal. That was a lot of creep spread that was dealt with as well. And now Hurricane is playing a very comfortable game.
Yeah. Scarlett was also forced to build a bunch of units that she didn't want to build. Oh, Hydra's off creep. Okay, they're fine. Might lose the space.
Oh my God.
Okay. It's so scary when you don't cancel those bases because they're, it's a lot of resources to just lose.
Yeah.
Hurricane's playing a really good game.
Yeah, he's playing just fantastically at the moment.
I'm
that
quite
tempo the Void Ray gave him. Oh my God. It's the new opener.
It's just decisive. He was very decisive. Like as soon as he saw like the lack of roaches, he just went for it. Even now, like warping 4 Zealots here is like really crazy.
I really like it though.
No,
when you think about it, like everything that Hurricane's doing at the moment makes a lot of sense, except not picking up that Archon pushback a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, just gonna get out of there. But
9 workers
you
go
know,
down there.
since he's already done this type of damage, and Scarlett obviously can't attack anytime soon, and he's going for Side Storm, this is such a great way to utilize those minerals.
Taking a 4th base, getting Storm. We have Hive on the way.
Okay, so what do you think about that 4th that he just took? Because wasn't it you I was talking to about that 4th, and you were making fun of me for saying that 4th might be the 4th you want to take?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But it's
so what do me and Hurricane know that you don't know?
Okay,
That's my question.
Relax, okay. We need to take a breath. Okay, let's take a breath. The army composition is very different. Hydra Ling Bane is different than Roach Ravager Ling.
It is? I thought they were the same units.
It's very different.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. I think I need a new in-depth partner here. This feels really hard to deal with. You tested me. So Hive on the way. What do you think about I assume this is going to be for like Viper, but it also feels kind of like bad with the army composition we have. I guess it could be Broodlord. There's the Spire.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that you want to go into Broodlord from here.
Yeah, I agree, but why isn't the Spire done already? Or at least
she must have started by now. It was
I think
probably
she
just
just started it though.
Yeah, so a little bit off the timing, but that's okay. She's at 78 drones. The creep spread's still reasonable. I don't feel like she's gonna die anytime soon.
78 drones. It's a little scary though. If you don't get your Broodlord timing out and he hits a Storm timing with like +2, that could be really hard to deal with Hydra Ling Bane.
Yeah, the creep spread is a little bit far back too.
I wish we saw the production tab because I don't know.
Well, this is actually the new thing that we do.
We just sit on the units tab because I see the units already.
Yeah, but this adds suspense.
Ah, you're right.
What is she doing?
What is she doing? Okay, here comes these Banelings. Not bad. As long as she doesn't lose all those Banelings, she's fine.
Yeah.
The Banelings are like the saving grace here. If this was just Hydra Ling, Hurricane would laugh and just walk into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. That is so many Archons.
Look at the Void Race here. Oh, this is really nice.
Oh my God.
Here comes the Banelings. This is so important. Oh, that was a big whiff. I don't know if she's gonna be able to defend this now. Right before Broodlords. This is a beautiful timed attack. All the Hydras go down. 4th base is under pressure. There's a warp into the 3rd. There's basically no way she defends this, I don't think. Constant warp ins, 4th base goes down.
Everything is falling apart right now.
Yeah.
She's just got nothing left at the moment. There's like a couple drop lords on the map. I'm not sure where she was going with that. Maybe Baneling drops. So that's it. GG.
Yeah. Really well played game from Hurricane. It felt like he had tempo the entire game.
Yeah.
There was no point in that game where I'm like, oh, Scarlett has room to breathe and get what she wants. She was just on the back foot the entire time.
Well, you know, that initial Zealot Archon really kind of set everything up for Hurricane, and he did not let up at all, hitting that perfect Storm follow-up as well. Taking the correct 4th base is what I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
the decisive Zealot Archon stuff was so good this game, by the way. Like, imagine a lesser player just does the Archon drops. It does nothing. It gets shut down by the Queen Ling so easily. But he just took advantage of it immediately, killing the 4th base, killing a bunch of creep, and then warping in at the natural. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of players won't do that. They just, they'll play it very standard, but he read the situation perfectly for what she was doing. The thing is, strategically, I really liked Scarlett's approach there.
Right.
But he just like bent himself into the right direction to hurt her for it.
Instant.
Yeah.
I think you even give Scarlett a little bit of room to breathe. If the 4th doesn't go down and she gets that like comfortable spot, it's a million times harder to break her.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into map 2 on King's Cove, see if Scarlett can bring this one back. She looks angry.
Fight!
In the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Protoss, currently up 1-0.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
And in the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player. In the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player.
Newbie, Scarlett.
Dan's screen is different than mine, guys, okay? I have the game screen, and he's got like the program screen.
Watching people come into the GSL, do their little casting thing, and then not looking at the right screen and knowing what we're looking at.
I'm looking at the screen in front of me, okay? I don't know the meta.
Yeah.
I need a 3rd screen.
You got to look at your mini-map, which is my screen, okay?
Yeah, the mini-map's on the left, no, not the right.
Well, in StarCraft, yeah. Some other games have it on the other side, though, isn't that
so, Scarlett and I talked about the possibility of Cannon Rush, and in this series, we thought that King's Cove would be the most likely Cannon Rush map. So she's going to be looking for it, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be a cannon rush. 400 minerals.
Yeah.
Nexus is going to go down. Yep. No cannon rush, which is good. We talked about possibilities of being aggressive on this map. It seems like Protoss have a really hard time to be aggressive on Kings.
Yeah.
Look at, see the drone? That's just cute, making sure. No other reason, really.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were talking about the possibility of being aggressive as a Protoss. It's unlikely. The third's kind of hard to attack into. There's a ramp. Fourth base is really wide open. It makes sense for the Protoss player to not be aggressive, not open Robo.
Yeah.
Most likely will open Stargate.
Well, you know, before Thunderbird was put in, this really was kind of the macro map where we'd see all the long games here because it is so hard to end your opponent early on. What's Scarlett's plan? I mean, you talked to her some about this.
Yeah.
What's she looking to do on King's Cove in the case of a regular open?
We talked about the possibility of doing Swarm Host Nidus on this map. He's actually opening Robo. We said that if it was Robo, Swarm Host Nidus is best case scenario, as long as it's not DT. Which she said is most likely as well if it's Robo. Because again, when you open Robo on Kings, you're not likely to Immortal Sentry push. It just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, we were actually, I was talking with her about this build in the makeup room before the game started about, you know, this has become quite popular. You kind of like are faking an Immortal push and go into the DTs. We saw Patience do it last season. It was like brutally strong.
This is 100% what Swarm Host, right? 2 base, really fast layer, no third on the way. I think Hurricane should already know too, just based off a late third, especially if it sees the layer. Now you're like, okay, what could you possibly be doing on 2 base with the layer?
Probably.
This is when you throw down the Spire.
Yeah, that's the tech right there.
I should have told her, because I actually don't think it's bad.
Oh, the 2
What
base
if you
Spire
hide the
thing?
Spire, like build put an Overlord
Like
on the
we
map.
saw from Ragnarok?
Yeah. The only thing is Stargate would crush you, but she should know.
You're going to know very shortly that there's no
Stargate.
Like, by now, you'd actually have a Phoenix hitting, right? Or an Oracle flying across the map.
45. Yeah, you can also send the Overlord in if you're her, because there's no Stalker. She said if there was no Stalker, she'd assume. What did she say? She said she was going to assume something if there's no Stalker. Maybe that it was Robo? No.
Stalker, no Robo?
Oh, wait, no, maybe she said she'd assume it's Stargate.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh.
Well, whatever she said, she's playing as if it's not Stargate, and it's not Stargate. By the way, it is a Glaives opener, very popular at the moment.
Yeah, you were talking about this a little bit.
Well, we've seen this a ton lately. Look at that beautiful scout of the Drop Lord.
Glaives actually feels really bad against what Scarlett's doing, though, because she's not overextending. She doesn't take a third base, right? So Glaive pressures in general are really hard to make work.
This is not a Glaive pressure. This is a Glaive all in.
Well, same thing. Doesn't matter. Pressure, okay?
Oh, okay.
There's no
Pressure
such
and all
thing
in are
as
the
a
same thing.
Glaive
Today I
all-in.
learned.
There's no such thing as an all-in for Protoss. You can always just take a third.
Oh, okay.
What was I saying before you derailed me? God, it's so hard to work with amateur casters,
I
guys.
know,
You don't
right?
understand.
I can't help myself. I'm just so excited.
Okay, so you're not spread thin, right? If you take a third, you have 3 options for adepts, usually. You can possibly get in the main, but it's way easier to spread yourself thin with 3. When you have 2 bases, it's way easier to defend.
No, absolutely. Like, what do you actually do? Are you going to... When you shade, it's not like you have 2 going off to the side. So, some adepts going to go towards this main base. We'll see how much damage Hurricane can actually get done.
The only other thing, though, is every drone is so much more valuable, right? Because every drone is more of her economy than if she had 3 bases.
Oh, look at this. I mean, this is highly annoying right now. A couple drones go down. The shade does complete.
Yeah, this is bad. If she can put on some counter pressure right now, maybe. She needs to do something.
Well, she's using up all the locusts to actually deal with these adepts, which, I mean, you can't blame her for that. You've got to get rid of them.
I like the spines a lot. If she can hold on, she can be in a really good spot.
She hasn't lost that many drones yet, but I feel like that's about to change drastically.
Yeah, especially with more and more Glaives being added on.
Yeah.
This is Hurricane's plan, by the way. Hurricane does not plan to let Scarlett do this.
Yeah, keeping that pressure on. Very, very smart of them.
You can go in the Nidus with your drones, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
I think she should have done that, actually.
This is so many drone kills. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is getting brutal right now.
I think drones go into Nidus now. You just keep them from dying.
Sure. Well, everything is actually dying. She hasn't gotten any offensive capabilities as of yet.
And Hurricane can just keep warping in. If she can just stabilize, she could actually still win this.
Yeah. Well, there's no real follow-up.
Yeah.
Despite your jokes about no all-in, this is pretty
really
all-in.
all-in,
There's
yeah.
really nothing going on for Hurricane at the moment. You can see he's getting charged, so all-in phase 2 is ready in case this does stabilize.
At this point, he possibly could just shade on top of the Swarmhost. But I think it's so important to just keep the utility of them. He's just going to fight these locusts.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is really
beautiful
good.
micro as well. Just popping back all
Maybe
those
she should
attempts.
actually just go for the counter. Because at this point, I don't think she can win if she's doing what she's doing here.
Yeah, well, it seems like you just aren't killing Adepts quickly enough.
So you notice he's getting charged?
Yeah, mentioned.
Oh, you mentioned that?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Well, not that much going on. Mostly
What?
just
What do you mean
Adepts
not that
destroying
much?
everything.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, I think at this point she can't win anymore. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I think you need to be really decisive and just either go for the offense or be able to crush this. And she couldn't do either of those things.
Yeah. Well, it hit just before she really had anything.
Yeah.
No, I think that's about it. We should be seeing GG here.
Yeah.
There's really nothing left. Everything is dying. And that's it. Hurricane very quickly 2-0 Scarlett in some
fashion.
really strong games from Hurricane. There's no question that game 1 he played just beautifully, and game 2 he was hella decisive.
Like game 2 he's really decisive, yeah. I'm wondering if this, okay, so melee is game 1.
Yep.
It makes sense, I guess, to go this game 2.
Oh, the Glaives?
Yeah.
Well, but you don't think she's gonna go melee twice?
Well, no, but it's always a possibility. Glaives is not even that bad, assuming they don't just like blind counter it.
Well, I mean, I've seen enough games where the Glaives shouldn't work and 2 Adepts get into the 3rd and the game ends. So, yeah, anyways, quick commercial break. When we come back, here are her stats.
I'm coming down the shadows of my soul. Can you tell the difference of my tone? The people I used to know, the love that I used to. All I've gone to somewhere distant from home. Maybe I'm insane, although I'm alone, together with my heart. I'm singing all my blues away. The colors fade to black. The art inside of me, the canvas within, the darkness of silence. I see the light for the first time. I'm yours forevermore and more.
Piles of self-hatred took away my nights. Oh, I spent night in white. No one ever
될까에 대해서 머릿속으로 진짜 고민이 많아질 수밖에 없는 상황이
골든 트로피 주인공이 됩니다. 연승 달리고 있는 맨체스터는 지지 않는 포스를 뽐내고 있는데 진짜 이거잖아요.
에브리바디 째째.
이미 서론 들릴 수를 있게
바라봐야 돼. 태양. 걔 어떻게든 살아나라. 포기하지 말자.
2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Code S Reversal.
What's up, guys? No Regret here. I'm here with my sidekick, Artosis. And we're back after a commercial. So
back after a commercial.
We are. What do you want me to say?
You only speak the truth, my friend.
I mean, I don't want to go out on a whim here, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah.
Hurricane dominated Scarlett there. That was pretty one-sided, I think.
Yeah.
It actually scares me for everybody in this group. Like, if Hurricane just goes through, because I actually thought he was one of the weaker people in the group, despite being seed 1.
Yeah.
Stats and Cure are like very, very scary. So, but now I don't know. I'm scared for them.
Well, as of late, you know, really Hurricane has been delivering last season and in Super Tournament. He had 2 great tournaments right in a row.
Yeah, it did feel like it was off the back of all-inning Zergs to some extent.
It did feel like that. But I mean, he just played very well there. And there was only 1 all-in.
50% of the time.
All right, looking at this match, it's Kira against Stats. Obviously, Stats supposed to be the Protoss god. Definitely was last year. This year, he's not
the
really.
Protoss god?
Well, no. Classic is doing way better than Stats this year, right? I mean,
true.
Stats
We actually talked a bit about Classic versus Stats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to compare the two.
I feel like whatever we bring up, we've already talked about some. You know what I mean?
On in-depth?
On anything. We just talk about StarCraft all the time. Like,
yeah.
But no, I mean, you know, Stats, this is the macro god of Protoss, really.
Yeah.
But Kira is a player that actually takes him out a surprising amount.
Yeah. How do you characterize Kira as a player?
He's a little bit hard, really.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
I think that he delivers way below his skill level, and I feel like he's been on the brink of breaking out for years.
Right. Well, we'll have to talk more about him
Yeah.
after we get into our game. The man we find hard to characterize in the bottom right.
Jin Air Green Wings Cure.
The person we definitely don't have a hard time characterizing.
Splice Stats.
So Kier, characterizing Kier, okay. You know what Kier kind of reminds me of? It was TY before he made his breakout into being one of the very best Terrans in StarCraft 2. Do you remember what he played like way back in the day?
I
like
mean,
TY
I would
was
have been like 14, so
yeah,
it's hard for me to remember.
Well, so was TY, but it was like which is also a little bit hard to describe exactly, but it was like quite good.
Yeah.
Brings out some very cute builds from time to time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't quite at the top, but like good, and everyone knows that you know there's the potential there.
Yeah.
But like TY almost had like sniper builds from time to time.
Yeah,
this is not exactly.
It does
that
kind of
with
feel
Kira.
though like sometimes he has a sniper build on a certain map against a certain player. Like he just breaks out, demolishes them, and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
And again, he's historically done well against Stats. Like he knocked him out in Season 1 of this year in the round of 32, and I believe he defeated Stats last year in a GSL as well, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't know if you're remembering correctly, but sure.
Well, you thought I wasn't remembering correctly on the knockout this year in the round of 32,
I just
but
didn't think Stats has ever lost.
He has though. He has.
I wonder, I mean, we're talking about sniping, right? I feel like Stats is definitely a player that you can snipe. Like, if this was like a team league or something, you can definitely prepare things for Stats, so...
Yeah, Stats sometimes falls back into his own style a little bit too heavily, I think.
Too heavily, yeah.
But every now and then, he will bust out something else, right? We will see him all in from time to time or something like
Very
that.
Very rarely, though.
But, I mean, right now he's chrono boosting and getting a sentry, and everything
Playing
looks
normally,
very Stats-esque.
Right. Yeah, when we're speaking on it, like Stats versus Classic, it's kind of like Classic is okay to go outside of his comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't expect him to, whereas it feels like Stats more relies on just being the better player.
Yes,
and that
very much so.
lends himself to be countered because people, expect the way he's going to play. And I think it's a lot harder to do that with certain Protoss. It's like Zest, Classic, Patience, like all these players break out things that you're not expecting, but Stats doesn't really do that.
They randomize their play a lot better, where, with Stats, that's where you get a lot of upsets, is when you're just always trying to outplay your opponent. Because, you can definitely do it, and it gives you a certain level of stability that those other Protoss players that you named don't have.
Right.
Like, look at Zest. He is so up and down.
Right.
But at the same time, his peaks are higher than Stats generally, right? He has a bunch of championships. I mean, Stats has been in the finals a bunch of times, so maybe that's not 100% fair, right?
Well, I mean, look at Patience eliminating Maru.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or not eliminating, but taking him out. That's not supposed to happen.
Well, when you are Protoss itself, I mean, they say that's Classic, but really it's Patience.
So we've got Blink and Mind Drop. I think these builds are very standard.
Yeah. And a great scout going on by this Phoenix right now. He knows exactly what's incoming for him.
Yeah,
has that Robo on the way.
When I'm a Protoss player and I see that they're going for Mind Drop and I'm going Blink, I feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
It feels really good. Like when I go Blink and I see 3 Raxes or something like that, it's a little scary, but you should know that you're not going to be pressured anytime soon. I think that's the big play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides the Mind Drop, obviously. But you're not going to be all in, rather. Engineering Bay, this already kind of suggests that not going to be like a really fast all in. Looking more like a 2-base, possibly 3-base.
I feel like what we're going to see from Cure is a third command center. I'd be really surprised if he doesn't throw down his third command after he gets these Raxes up.
Yeah. Which is interesting because Stats is going to want that. Oh! It's a little scary. Going into the mine.
Well, looks like it's going to be pretty standard getting a couple probes there. Oh, I like that. Adding the Reaper into the natural. Look at that. He does better than Widow Mines.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did better than the mines.
Look at that. 1 Reaper. Gets 3 of them.
Oh, but the medevac going down is huge. That basically shuts down all possibility. Like, if that medevac just sits there, you have to always wonder, is it going to come back?
Yeah.
It's just a constant thing you're thinking about as a Protoss, and now look at it, it's immediately the Stalkers just go out on the map. Like, you don't have to worry.
Yeah. And the Reaper's even gone. I mean, there's nothing that's really going to get into your base.
I don't know if I like it, actually. I mean, the Reaper part's fine, but obviously losing the medevac is huge.
Yeah. He didn't even get that third mine out, did he?
No.
I don't believe so.
No, it didn't. I think he put it back in the medevac.
Yeah.
Well, double tech lab.
Yeah, and Stats right now just going to get a little bit of pressure on. I don't think he's going to get a whole lot done right now, but he doesn't need to.
Look at this position for the bio. It's so nice because if you blink in, you're losing so many Stalkers, but at the same time, you can't really harass.
1 Marine getting hit by 1 Stalker here.
This is such a beautiful play. I mean, it's so simple, but at the same time, it's just aesthetically pleasing. Because those Stalkers want to blink in so bad.
This is so silly, yeah.
They want to blink in so bad. Like, you can see that. If they were telegraphing their emotions, they'd just be like...
that. He's going to force him out now.
Maybe he's just like, oh, my bio's gone. Maybe,
Nope, time to get out of here. Kill a Marine or 2 and blink out.
1 more.
Wow. 4 Marines.
Go for mine?
Oh,
okay,
my God.
This is a yikes for me.
Yeah,
as
this is not
kids say.
Going super well.
That was very nice blink control. Third CC on the way.
Yeah, everything kind of as expected. Very, very standard stuff coming out of Cure right now.
Look at that resource loss rate just based off of the mine, or the Stalkers basically.
Yeah.
And the medevac dying.
That was to Stalkers as well.
This push seems a little odd to me.
Well, I think you're supposed to move out right. Oh my God. You can't be losing that medevac. But I think you're supposed to move out right now, but not really do anything with it, you know? It's like, take back the map a little bit, force the Stalkers to go home. You don't want those things just sitting outside your base and just sitting there as a Terran. You should be more active like this because you can win in the middle of the map. It's just you can't really attack Protoss right now.
Yeah, but as we saw, he was just losing things for free, basically.
Yeah, it wasn't perfectly executed that coming out. Losing the medevac is the heartbreaking part.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's going to split up his forces. He does have another mine drop set up here. Not sure if he's actually going to get too much done.
Does Stat see this? Because you could stim up here, possibly.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good defense.
Yeah. Perfectly done there by Stats.
Yeah.
He's sealed up tight right now. He's got his 2-2 on the way.
Kier just turns around immediately, too. This feels really bad for Kier. He's losing a lot of like momentum. Which if he's like Maru, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
It's hard to say if he's like at that caliber of like ability to just kind of come back from any position. Because generally you want to be ahead as a Terran player and just keep that momentum constantly, right?
Yeah,
like just keep your advantage the whole game. But if you're even or behind, which I would say we are probably behind unless something crazy happens. It's really hard to play.
I think he is a little bit behind right now. Like, look at that. His stats definitely feels that way as well. He's got 2-2 and Storm not done, and he takes his forward. He needs to back up the hill, though. He needs to back up.
This is really...
You can't fight there. You got to cancel that. There's no way, Stats. Get up that hill. What are you doing?
Stats.
What are you doing?
He only has like 15 Zealots here.
My God.
Okay, the Stalkers are here.
And Kier's like, don't worry. I'm waiting for your whole army to get here.
Yeah, even if he just trades here. Okay. Even if he just trades here, though, this feels good for Kier.
Yeah.
Because Kier's been building army for so long. Might even be able to get a Mortal here.
Yeah, he's going to get one.
Okay.
Oh, nice pickup.
Yeah, this just feels...
It's shocking that Stats took this fight. That seemed so clear that he needed to go up the ramp immediately. Like, when that comes out, the thing is, you have 2-2 and Storm on the way.
Yeah.
Do you need that fourth right this second? No.
Even this fight is really bad.
Yeah.
There's no support for the Stalkers.
There's shield batteries right on the ramp. Just turn around.
Nice storms, but honestly, there's nothing here. I mean, everything's going to go down here. If he doesn't find a way to be more efficient to Libs join the fight, there's no way you defend this, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's lost too many units. He doesn't have any storm to buy any time. There's nothing of substance here.
Do you know if he had pulled back initially up the ramp, how big his army would be right now?
Yeah, if he just waited for Storm, because Storm came after the fight.
He would have 2-2 and 350 supply of Protoss units.
That's a good way of putting it, Artosis. It looks like this game is going to end here, though.
Yeah.
All the Immortals go down. Stalkers are going down. No Storm. Nothing here, really. I don't see any way of defending this.
No,
even if he does, he's dead. 88 supplied 149. Is this a counter?
Oh, don't worry. There's a Prism on the other side. He's still got this.
Yeah, I have to imagine he taps out once that Zealot thing does nothing. GG.
Okay, so that happened. Yeah, I feel like this is the story of Stats this year. Like, do you remember the PVT played on King's Cove where a Raven-based attack was coming, he was going Colossus, and he didn't move out?
Oh, yeah, with like a bunch of...
Where it was just like, okay, this is a very basic concept. You move out with the Colossus to make him spend his interference matrix, and then you back up, and then you can hold your third. Instead, he sat at his third,
and then they got
the attack
disabled
came up and killed him.
Yeah.
And here it was like, that army, it's like you have a much quicker third, and you have 2-2 on the way, your opponent does not, right? And he's taken his fourth so quickly. Like, he did some very good defense earlier on and picked off units.
Yeah.
But that exact moment is the exact moment that Terran balloons in supply compared to Protoss. You need to
if he just waited for a 2-2 stim and then took the fourth. Yeah. But it felt like he was doing everything, and then he got hit right before 2-2 and Storm, and then he fought it for some reason.
Expanded, was teching, was upgrading, was trying to power, and took a fight all at the same time.
Right.
That was definitely a deserved win for Kier.
The Blue Terran.
Generic Green
I don't know how to characterize it, man. The generic Green Wings Terran that isn't Maru.
The stats killer.
The stats
How about
killer.
that?
A little bit of an error of judgment last game, really.
Splice. Stats.
It truly was.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if he just thought the army was smaller or if it was less committed.
Well, Stats is opening was beautiful, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he stops the mine drop dead in its tracks, right? He gets the medevac and everything, only loses
Think
a
about
few
the
probes.
stalkers too.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't have asked
the
for better
harassment,
micro.
He picked off tons. He picked off a mine, a medevac, and a bunch of Marines before going back home across the map, right? So all his early game was just magnificent. He had everything going, everything beautiful, and it definitely felt like he was ahead. So he made the 4th. I didn't mind that.
No, I
but
didn't either.
the thing is, Kier could have engaged even quicker on that army and made that even worse for him.
I think Kier was a little bit like, "What are you fighting me?" Like, this is a little weird, right? Maybe he like second guessed. He's like, "Do you have like 10
Why
Templar
are you
or something?"
standing there?
Right.
Like, it was very obvious that Kier should have been able to, win that battle. I can't believe that he was doing absolutely everything at once and still fought.
Yeah. Well, anyways, good game by Kier, I guess. It was a really strong
Kier
timing.
played okay. Like,
and even if that timing failed, Kier wasn't all in. Kier was gonna play that game out.
Yeah.
That was just a build where you kind of trade out your bio for.
I don't think he added a second eBay, which kind of threw me off. But
No, he did have.
maybe
went
he did
plus
during
2
that.
armor though. He had plus 2 armor before stats at 2/2. So maybe that was.
No, that was plus 1 armor. He went plus 1 attack, then plus 1 armor.
Really?
Yeah. It was 1/1
Okay.
against.
Well, then it
1/1.
was 1/1. My bad. It looked like plus 2 for me. Maybe my eyes are off. As I was gonna say, that's really strange. They went plus 2 armor.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Don't worry. I would be flipping out if he went for a plus 2 armor rush. I'm like, but all the Terran units are ranged and they have stim. What are we doing?
I mean, yeah, I guess Storm.
But yeah, anyways, we'll see if stats picks
Wait,
up.
Is
puts
that
it
a
together.
2 next to the CC?
Yes, that is a 2 next to the CC.
Whoa.
You need glasses, my dude.
I do. Okay, so does he have a factory on the way, or is it already finished, or is this just 2 racks?
Oh,
2
I
CC?
think it's a reactor into 2 CC, and then another racks.
Kind
Kind of an old build.
Okay. So he's not going to put on any pressure ever?
This Reaper's putting on pressure right there. Look at that.
This is kind of scary, though. Gate Cyber, Twilight against what do you even have if he goes for some all-in? The thing is, Stats is not
generally
going to do it.
And
Yeah.
This map is kind of like the last map,
It's
right?
2 racks.
Yeah. An old build here.
You act like this is very chill. This is like crazy to me.
Well, this is not like a super standard thing right now, but it's definitely a TVP build that we've seen a lot in the past. And the thing is, when you account for who he's playing against, it makes sense.
It does. It really does. If you count for this being stats, it 100% makes sense.
Now, if you're playing against Patience, you just signed your own death warrant.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you put yourself up against a lot of Protosses, you sign your death warrant.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think Stats does when he sees this? Do you think there's anything he does to pressure, or does he just take a 3rd Nexus immediately?
I think he immediately takes a 3rd Nexus.
I think that's the most Stats thing to do. It looks like the probe is going
just
there.
make your 3rd Nexus.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
add 2 forges as well.
Yep, look at that. Instant 3rd Nexus.
Let's see if he adds 2 forges now. Let's
That
see.
would be sick if he double forge here.
Yeah, I think he should.
Yeah, he definitely should.
Like, he just warped in 2 Stalkers. That could have been 2 forges. What are you doing, Sets? Come on.
Have 1 gate, double forge, blink?
Yes.
You're right. Or double Stargate.
Double Stargate?
And
What
a
the hell
fleet
are you going to make
beacon.
with that? Oh my god, that sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard.
No, you got to go for that carrier. Okay, Robo. No forge yet.
Huh. Okay.
What if
It's
he does
just-
like a 3-base timing? But the problem is if you do something like that,
Oh, no,
yeah,
I don't
Kier's
think it
already
works.
set up for it, right?
Yeah, because he went for his 3rd command center so quickly, if you tried to hit a 3-base timing, I think what you
playing
do here
into
is 3-base defense with upgrades.
I agree. I'm just surprised that we haven't seen the forge yet.
I am too. I'm just
at
like
least
staring
one.
at the production tab wondering.
Right? Like at least 1 forge at this point is fine.
Like, he can't actually get damage done. Like, maybe he can get up and delay the 3rd CC from going to the 3rd base area. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's no, like, Kier can't attack him, just like he can't attack Kier.
Right.
And that's when you add your 2 forges. There's the 2
Okay,
forges.
there's the 2 forges. I guess it doesn't
Yeah,
really
it does.
matter.
It does matter. Everything matters.
It does?
Well,
We're just right. Stats is wrong.
he was definitely wrong last game, so I'm not going to count out, I feel like he could have been a little bit more greedy this game, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, he took the 3rd, like we said.
Yeah. And I mean, he has gone double forge at this point. He's getting very good scouting off, doing a little bit of pressure, a little bit of harassment. That's good.
Ooh. Does he know about the mine drop? Have we scouted at all? Besides the Phoenix just went in like 2 seconds ago.
The
But did he scout
hallucinations.
before? Like,
yeah.
He knows it's a mine drop coming?
The
Because this is a
hallucination-
really weird time to mine drop, right? Like if you forget about it or don't think about it,
Yeah.
this could do a lot.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh my.
Oh, he could have killed that.
He still could have.
Yep.
Okay, I guess he doesn't want the bunker. All right, here comes the first mine drop.
Not a big deal.
2 sentries.
Oh, if he gets this off, that's actually huge.
Okay, he doesn't.
Very quick pull by stats.
I don't think he was expecting this mine drop though. Like 2 sentries in the in the third
No,
base.
certainly. That's not how you stop mine drops. Last I checked.
Oh, nice. I forgot he had blink. I was gonna say what? Charge on the way. 1-1. Immortal.
Yeah, another mine drop coming in. I like this by Kier. Because these are kind of funny timed,
Funny timed, right.
And his stalkers are cross the map harassing, so why not? If you get one of these to work, it's
Game
huge.
just ends. Like, it's so bad, especially if you take the third base.
You get like 9 probes on one of these, oh my god. Get out of here. Okay. Well,
this
the
was
mine drops
special.
don't
Those mines would have saved 40 seconds. Remember specials mines?
Oh yeah, you got to keep retargeting those right now.
Oh.
He's actually, I really like what he's been doing with the activity of his stalkers.
He's so efficient with them.
Yeah, he's just consistently picking off units.
What do you think about this drop? This double drop seems so YOLO.
Wait, is that 2 drops of bio?
Yeah, right? I mean, unless there's 3 mines in that, maybe. But still, it feels really crazy.
Yeah, it's a very weird drop.
Scan of the third.
It doesn't seem like something that should ever work.
He sees the stalkers and he gets out. I mean, that feels really strange.
But you know what this can do? If he just flies up and he's like, well, if nothing's there, I go in. But this kind of makes stats be at home, which allows Kier to take the map now. You don't want blink stalkers blinking back the entire way against you.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh.
That was a good blink.
Yeah.
That was good.
No, that was
What
good.
a good call.
Oh, no, that's mine.
Oh, my God.
Nice. Yeah, this doesn't feel good, though. It feels like you're giving the Protoss initiative when you do stuff
Well,
like this.
I don't think you should have committed with that blink. I like with the 2 medevacs, I like him coming out and kind of getting stats to go back into his base, right? You like stamp your foot and then stats goes back into his Protoss cave.
Stats made a mistake. Did you see that?
I think there was a retarget on the mine, wasn't there?
Possibly.
Because that felt to me like he blinked at the right time.
It was either a retarget or the closest second.
Like, the closest ever.
Ooh, saves it. This is cute. These like little skirmishes are really good. Oh, okay. Huge mistake. One of the blink. I think the blink is actually about to go off cooldown now. Okay. That was pretty bad. He might get another stalker.
Good thing he doesn't have concussive. Or now just, I guess it just finished.
You know, like concussive would be so much faster with the new stim.
I know.
This feels like an overextension, especially if these have storm, which they do. It's training out for a lot of zealots.
Yeah, I mean, if you're keeping on pressure here and just reducing stats' army size, that's pretty decent against this gateway type
What is
play.
this Prism doing? Oh, okay.
Oh,
yep.
man.
Why not? Why do we even need that? He's getting ready for the next
He was trying to pull
patch.
the mine hits over the bio. Yeah, he's getting
He's
ready
just
for
like,
the next
oh,
patch.
I built this by accident.
He's like, here, just take this. I'm sorry. I know it's getting patched. I got to get better.
Yeah, this is becoming pretty efficient. I really like how he steps forward, but he doesn't really clump his army as much as he, as a, Karen should. They like clumping their armies.
No, this is decent poking right here.
Yeah,
nice setup here defensively too.
Slowly getting a big army advantage. You look at the supplies. Okay, here comes somewhat of a flank here. If this gets destroyed, though, which it looks like it might.
Very nice break.
Yeah, that was a nice break.
Yeah.
How important do you think that flank was?
Completely important, yeah.
Yeah.
If you bring all of that through the front, it's definitely less efficient.
What?
This is a weird battle.
Yeah, they both seem to be like extending way off of their territory. The fact that we have so much fighting in the middle of the map where basically nothing of importance is, Normally fights for Protoss versus Terran are like 4th or 3rd or something of importance, but they're just like skirmishing in the middle.
Yeah.
Which I think actually favors the Terran.
It seems weird because when you kind of chase them, then both of you fight and no one runs for a moment, it's like, wait, shouldn't one of you be wrong here?
Yeah, one of you definitely should be wrong.
One of you is making a funny decision here.
Is that a storm drop? Or
I
zealots?
think so.
If those are zealots, they're not scary. If that's storm, though, poof. Here's the time. This is the time to do the storm drop if it is. Here we go.
Oh, it's zealots.
Damn it. Zealots are so much less scary. Storm just erases at a mineral line. Leaves one zealot behind.
He's going to deny those 2 Raxes for days. All right, 3-3's on the way. Colossus Tech coming in as well. Stats taking his 4th base. Kira already has his up.
I love when Libs chase a Prism.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, those are going to
You could actually just recall it like at any point. You're like, yeah, I'll recall it in like 10 seconds.
In 85 seconds from now when it comes back online. No problem.
Okay, it's just actually just walking away. And the Liberators give
Well,
up.
I need these. I could probably park, warp in Stalkers, kill the Liberators, go back in.
This feels very good for Kier still. I like the 4th base already set up, 5th base on the way. Stats' army doesn't feel very late game-esque. It feels like it's the army that you build to not die to a bio timing. But we're getting to late game for Kier. This is going to be a pretty important fight right here.
Yeah, well, I think he's still got enough to push this back right now for sure.
Yeah.
Unless he just, well.
Unless he does a stats, which is fight in the middle of the map when you shouldn't. It looks like it might be good.
Ooh. Those mines didn't even get to go off right there.
Honestly, though, I don't mind these traits for Kier. Like, he's got a 5th base on the way.
Yeah.
His tech is fine, right? Okay, this is bad, though.
That went better for Kier than I actually thought it would.
Sure. I don't want to disagree with you.
Please do.
No, because then we got to get into theory, and there's too much going on to disagree with you.
You didn't think that battle went a little bit better for Kier than it should have?
No, I thought it went fine for Kier, as expected even.
Okay.
Oh, whoa, what are these Colossus doing?
I have no idea right there. The flanking Colossus doesn't work out.
Look at the Stalkers are fully surrounded by bio. This is the weirdest fight I think I've ever watched.
All the fights this game have been very bizarre.
Somehow he comes out on top. He had a full surround on Stalkers, killed 2 Colossus for free, and then he won the fight. Stats won the fight.
He needs to get out of here, though. This is not going to last with this little podunk army.
What do you even do if you're in this position? You're like, which base? There's like 3 bases here.
I love that he has the Zealots in the 3rd. Poking everything else. Look at this.
This is such a crazy fight. Like,
look at the army. Be careful. His army is so small. It feels like Kier should be able to surround and kill this soon. He's about to get 3-3.
Wait. If he gets +3, please get +3.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That's such a huge, huge kill. With 3-3 on the way?
All right, he's backing up. It's the right call to back up, though. I would love to see him kill the 3-3.
He should have backed up like 2 minutes ago, though.
No, I know. But I guess he bought time for those Zealots to do quite a bit. Look at that. 14 SCVs taken down. Yeah,
I
Kier's
still really
SCV
like
count not
Kier's
as
position,
good.
though. As long as he doesn't just die, like the late game setup feels way better for Kier. His 3-3's on the way. He's got more CCs. This army comp feels worse as the game goes on. EMP's going to be really strong. He's got Viking, Lib. Like,
yeah.
As long as he doesn't just die here.
It's not as late game an army here for stats, that's for sure. But he's trying to force it. Once again.
Does that Prism have Storm in it?
No, it's empty.
Okay, so we're just not using Storm anymore?
The +3!
Oh, he got it.
That was a sick denial.
Why is he not using Storm?
Because he needs Archons, obviously.
You're right. Why do I even ask?
Did you know Concussive Shell doesn't work on Archons, Jake?
That makes so much sense. You're right.
Yeah.
You know what? Imagine if the new MP here, though.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. Stats
it's mind-boggling to me that this Protoss army just walked up this 3rd base ramp with no Storm and is now in this position at all. And it's stats, too.
Yeah. When I said he should back up, part of that was to get more High Templars.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like add some Storm.
And he backed up. I'm like, all right, he's going to do it. He's going to fill out his army a little bit and have this sick composition. But he's like, no, more of the same. Let's go.
Look at he's producing 2 Immortals at a time. Do you know what's going on anymore?
I like the Immortals, actually. I like adding in Immortals at this point.
Don't.
But
Disruptors
you're supposed to have Psystorm here.
Disruptors would be so much better.
Oh, that's too hard to micro, bro. Come on.
You got me.
No, you added a lot of stability to your actual
Okay, he added a bunch
army.
of Templar.
There you go. But he does not have Storm yet because they just warped in.
Okay, he's gonna...
What is this?
I don't know how to commentate anymore. What do you even say in this position? He's gonna get demolished here.
Yeah. Kier finally does take the fight. Like
I don't know if you can come back from this huge like this is the most one-sided fight we've had of the game. And all these Templar have no energy.
Yeah. Push those stores and
look at the army supply. Oh, the 72 workers of 40 though. There's no way. I want to say there's no way stats holds here, but at the same time,
I think he'll live. Actually, it's mostly Marauders. He did save an Immortal or 2. He's continuing to get 2 Immortals at a time. Like with Psystorm,
pull the boys. Let's go. He's got enough CCs already. He can just pull the voice and rebuild. Look at, I love how he lands all his CCs. Like we went from like 3 base to 5 instantly.
Yeah. Has to remake that armory for his plus 3. I can't. I'm so shocked by how this game has gone so far. Like, this has been a very fun, interesting game. It's just
so
the
complex,
fights
too,
that they've decided to take both of them have been very weird to me. And like the composition that Stats use there, I'm glad though that Kier finally cleaned it out so one-sidedly.
He's heading on disruptors now, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Especially because he just scouted a bunch of Vikings, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a great counter to that. There's Ghosts and Vikings out. Just
Do you think this game goes on for like another 10 minutes now? Because I don't think either player is going to go for it.
Yeah, they definitely can't kill each other right now.
We might just get into a point where both players are like, you know what? Let's do it. You know, let's go time. Just like build a bunch of SCVs.
Well, he's re-adding his Ghost Academy and making 4 libs at a time, which is going to force Stats into libs. I mean, into Tempest to counter them, right? So yeah, totally. This game's going on.
Starting +3 now. Oh, this is kind of annoying.
Oh, there's one of those armies again with no size arm.
Well, I don't get it. I really don't get why we don't have Storm. Storm is so threatening.
Storm's a good spell, I heard.
It's extremely good. Took out that sensor tower. That was a big priority there. He's focusing down gateways at 17
like, wait,
minutes
is he serious? Like,
would these zealots just walk in? This game is so weird.
It's a scrappy game for being like maxed out supplies.
Oh, this is like one of the most scrappy PvTs I've ever watched at this point in the game.
All right, well, he actually busts that.
This
so
was a
very
great
nice.
fight.
Oh, he's got to back up. Come on, get in there.
Nah, this was great.
Yeah, that was very good for Stats.
How is this still a thing, though? What is going on? There's stuff going on everywhere.
Another warp in here.
Only Marauders?
Yeah.
He's got a full 4 Marauder per medevac drop.
Yeah, he's been watching a lot of Mario replays.
The Vikings have dropped.
Oh
this might
my
actually
God.
be it, though.
Dropping the Vikings against the Mass Immortal here.
Okay, here comes the Disruptors. I was going to say, actually, if SCVs were in this fight, he might have won it.
That was a really weird one. I felt like during that part where we kept saying Stats should retreat, I felt like there was an opportunity for Kier to clear the army earlier. Stats like did magic with it.
Kier might have second guessed again because of how aggressive Stats was. It's like
it was
like, what are you walking?
What
up
he was
into my
doing
third?
was so weird. Like the big Archon attack as well. Like the thing is, at the end of the day, it worked out for Stats, I guess.
Yeah.
But actually, the clear that Kier did there made me think that maybe he can actually win this game.
Right. I was actually scared for the counter. Okay, let's imagine you clear that and you just go pull all your SCVs and go. It was something like 100.
I think it's okay. So how about this idea, right? You think that maybe he should have pulled his SCVs and gone at that point? But what if he's looking at it and saying, where is his High Templar? Where are they?
What if he's got
they
10
must
High
be at
Templar
home, right? They must be at home. I can't do the
If
counter.
he has 10 High Templar at home, obviously pulling the boys is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I think in hindsight, you might have thought that you were in a better position, right? After clearing that whole army, maybe you see 5, 6 CCs. I don't know how many CCs it actually was. So maybe
he had like 5.
He thought he could play it out. I think that was the best case scenario for Stats, though.
Well, let Stats rebuild, certainly.
And he had 80 probes to 30 something.
I think that the Liberator production was a little bit late there. Like, he was going Viking for a little bit. He actually...
It felt like he wanted to teeter-totter a bit because there's so many Stalkers.
Yeah.
I think his Stalker comp was really heavy the whole time. So he's like, do I keep building Libs? Because once Libs have critical mass, they're great. But if you can't get to critical mass because Stalkers are constantly trading, it feels really bad. Like, if you keep getting, like, say, 2 Libs siege up, and then they die, and then you 2 more come out, you're like, well, these are actually just useless.
Yeah. I think with the amount of Marauders he was producing, though, why make those Vikings at that point, right?
Right.
Like, I don't think that you need, if you're going, like, very, very, very heavy Marauder.
Right.
I almost feel like it's better to go in a Liberator there because the Marauders are going to auto-counter the Stalkers very well. And then you're going to kind of want the Liberators to help push that composition back because the Marauders do okay against the Colossus comparatively.
It seemed like he was kind of caught in the middle of his transition, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, it was almost like he's flipping from, like... Because he was pretty quickly transitioning into late game already. We were talking about his late game army was better than Stats.
Yeah,
And I think Stats might have just been like, okay, you're clearly going for it. Let's kind of put pressure on before that happens.
Yeah. Well, it was a really interesting game.
No, that was
I actually quite
super
liked that
complicated too.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have gone forever if this was a replay.
We could have done an in-depth on that one.
Yeah, that one replay because it was crazy. The decision making and like where they were fighting, it's just all really intricate.
I'd love to relook at that battle where
What do you
Kier
think?
did a little bit better than I thought he would.
Actually, I'll ask this question after because you're not going to be able to answer it before we start our game.
Okay.
There's no way.
Acropolis, our third map. Here we go.
Here we go.
I look forward to your question.
Yeah. In the top left-hand corner, the Jin Hair Terran that is not Maru.
Jin Air Green Wings. Cure.
Poor guy. Always compared.
Yeah.
Never measuring up.
And in the bottom right, the runner-up.
Splice. Stats.
Runner-up world champion.
Actually, Cure eliminates stats more often than Maru does. Think about that.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. If you playing this series and you're Cure, what do you take away from that last game?
That last game?
Yeah. I think it's
it was
really
such
hard.
a strange game.
It's really hard to take, like, okay, so for people that aren't pro gamers, after you play a set or a match, there's a lot you can take away from this. For example, Scarlett versus Hurricane. She can take away so much information for the rematch or for the third game if it existed.
Yeah.
But it feels like last game, it's so hard to take anything away from last game because it was so.
It was a slugfest.
Yeah.
It didn't play too normally. It didn't actually exhibit like normal army movements or compositions.
Yeah.
Watching that game, I don't think Stats is going to play like that again. You know,
right. I don't think you think that either.
The closest thing I could take from that is that, Stats likes to harass with Blink Stalkers lightly, and I can probably get away with 3 command center quickly. That's probably the most of the takeaway, but that would have been things I already knew about Stats.
And those are the things he took away from game 1 too, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Do you think if one of these players got more information, which one of these players got it?
Stats got way more information.
Right?
Way more information.
Yeah, I think Stats may have found some pressure points within Kier's play.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if we see Stats try to pressure him in those points again. Well, it felt like he did a good job last game.
Sure. I think that generally what Stats has seen here from Kier, like his overall play style, he's liking the mind drops. We've seen that a lot from him anyways lately. He's definitely going a bit more Marauder heavy, and he's not afraid to go into the later game. Like, these are all definitely things that we're seeing from Kier.
CC Bunker, by the way. Which feels strange.
Well, this is something you and I haven't been able to figure out yet, is how they choose to make their bunkers.
This is so complicated.
It is. I don't even get it.
I don't see
I don't think they know. I don't think the pro gamers know why they make bunkers sometimes.
I mean, I could be wrong, and it could be so obvious, but I don't see a correlation to when you build a bunker as a Terran player.
The patterns are beyond us.
Yeah. I'm very curious. I have to ask
Don't worry. I am completely sure that there are some diamonds that are going to let us know.
Yeah. Passionately, even.
Passionately.
I can't wait to read the YouTube comments. The place where real gentlemen discuss StarCraft.
Yes, indeed.
It goes YouTube comments and then BattleNet threads. And then Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bottom of the barrel. Okay,
So, Stats opening Blink. I think this is very good. I mean, he seems to be getting a lot for his Blinks literally every game.
Yeah, his pressure with Blink has been phenomenal so far. He's really minimized damage from early game drops as well, which is quite nice. He's scouting. This looks about the same from Kier. Widowmine drop, probably into, 3 racks into 3rd command. Be a little bit surprised if it's anything else.
Yeah.
Kind of standard at the moment.
I like the 3rd, even though, I like just taking these advantages is really nice for Protoss.
Yeah, he knows there's no way to really be attacked right now, so beautiful timing there on the Nexus.
Right.
Really quick before 4 minutes, so.
Yeah, this is almost the same timing as the last game, actually. And there was a 3rd CC.
That's... You know what? You're right,
Yeah.
actually, now that you think about it, which is funny because it was like, okay, you scout that. What do you want to do? Obviously, a
Something
3rd
as
Nexus
greedy
right
as
away.
possible,
and then
right.
he scouts something completely different. He's like, oh, yeah, I want a 3rd Nexus against that too. Eventually, what we're going to learn is that he shouldn't go Hallucination because he just
take
does
the
a
3rd
3rd
CC
Nexus.
anyways.
Yeah.
Or the 3rd Nexus, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Observer.
Raven on the way.
Raven, yeah, and an Engineer Bay. Nice that I think is pretty standard. We might see a similar timing to the first game. I think it's pretty much lined up with first game so far.
It looks like it.
And I thought first game looked really dominant, so we'll have to see how this goes out. Medevac just casually flies
you
right
say
by.
you say that, but it actually looked like Stats was way outplaying Kier, and then just took one really terrible fight, and then a second really terrible fight, right?
Yeah, but I mean, watching last game, I feel like Stats is kind of just in a terrible fight mood sometimes.
Maybe.
Like a lot of those fights could have gone really bad for him too.
Yeah.
They happened to not go bad for him, but it felt like some
He
of them could
had
have.
one that went pretty bad, but yeah, you're right. By the way, the double forge, there it is. I mean,
This is basically identical to last game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like I think the double forge is actually the same time too.
The double forge actually felt quicker this game to me, but that might be because I so thought he should do it instantaneously.
Right. I like the mine drop. It's doing a lot here, keeping those stalkers at home.
All right, here's a question for you. Do you make a hallucination and try to push it into stalkers?
If this is Diamond League, you do it 100%.
100%, it gets it. Oh, nice harassment here.
If you did it right now, you might actually be able to get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like because the thing is, I mean, you get a bunch of damage on the Marines either way too. So
This might be the time that you fly the medevac in as well. Here it goes. The medevac's going.
Oh,
right
really?
into the natural. Dropping out. Oh, the probes got pulled, though. These guys are good.
They're so good. They're faster than our
so
observer.
good. My God. Like, while he's microing that, he pulls the probes.
That's great that both of them thought like we were thinking.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have been better is if Stats had gone for the hallucination at the same time.
Yeah.
While microing.
Right, very good micro again, just peeling off units left and right. Third CC, of course, going to be finishing up, going up to 5 racks as well. Very, very standard stuff from both sides.
Yeah. It's amazing how standard the game has actually been so far. Like, basically neither player's done anything of substance to the other player. Except for this, maybe.
This is nice. This is really nice. How annoying is that? But he is moving across the map, so you know what? Stats, you better recall that right now. Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
He knows. He's like, wait, you're not stopping this? That means you're about to attack me.
Yeah. That was a good call. I bet every single new player thinks you're like a genius right now.
New players are smart, man.
All right. This push, I feel like this is one of those pushes you feint. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do something to you, warp in a bunch of units, and then you just back up, right?
No, I think he's actually gonna fight here.
If he fights
Kier's
here,
gonna
he's
fight. No, I don't think he is, because he has the Raven, right? So he can either shut off the Immortals or Dorito Cannon and everything. Like he has 4 mines here, I believe. Like yeah, no, this is Kier's fighting, man. This is a fight.
I don't know.
He won't back down from the fight like this is IM or something, you know?
Right. I don't like the fight. I mean, I like the trade, but if he goes for the commitment,
yeah, you do not commit. You are actually shaving the edges of this.
Right.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you have your retreat path anyways.
Okay, that was a nice feedback.
Yeah, that was
this
nice.
This basically kills the attack, I think. Because now
yeah, it's not nearly as strong now.
Yeah, this trade.
That was actually okay from Stats as well, getting those mines with those couple zealots. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it goes towards Stats heavily. Yeah, the feedback was really beautiful.
It's gonna feel. I feel like if Stats wins this series, it almost feels like a robbery. I don't know why it feels like that to me.
I feel like that a lot watching Kira, actually. People were actually flaming me. I think it was maybe last season. Because I was like, oh my God. Or maybe it was season 1 this year. Because I was like, Kira's playing so well. He's playing so well, guys. Oh my God. He's so close to being amazing. And he lost. And I actually got really flamed by a bunch of
I feel like
scrubs.
I'm about to get flamed for saying the same thing, but it just kind of came to me. I'm like, it actually feels a bit like a robbery.
Watching Cure, I understand a lot of Terran complaints sometimes. Not, well, what I understand is like the earning a victory type thing, because you watch Cure play and you're like, this guy is legitimately so good. He's making so many nice moves. He's on top of macro and micro and everything.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he doesn't win, and it's like, well, I mean, the game's hard. The
He's
game's
doing
hard.
all that.
Protoss is doing a lot of good stuff too.
5 zealots walk in, and you're like, oh, I guess the game's over.
And that's not what we mean here, but like, yeah, no, I relate with you about this. Like,
right. I mean, obviously, if Stats wins, Stats deserves it. It's just the.
Kira's almost like my new Leenock or something.
Oh, here we go.
But not exactly, because Leenock actually was.
Leenock?
He was championship quality. Kier's not quite there yet, but his play is
Leenock,
awesome.
I think Leenock was never better than Kier. I'm ready to be.
You're just so dumb. It's so crazy.
I don't think Leenock was ever better than Kier.
You don't
especially
think he
not
was
last year.
ever better than Kier?
Not last year.
The season where he made round of 8.
No.
You don't think he was better than Kier?
Kier would have taken him out.
This is maybe the dumbest. You're actually just trolling me. He's trolling me, guys. He's winking at me, I bet.
I love how defensive Artosis gets. It's amazing. I'm going to have to give Creighton some tips. He just gets fired.
Yeah. Like, you're out of here.
All right, so.
Yeah, the switch into the Colossus, the continued upgrades into 3-3 very, very quickly from Stats. He's got that 4th base coming up. Nice big macro game on the way, it looks like.
It's settled quite a bit. Who do you think this favors, the settling of the game? Because I feel like it actually doesn't really favor Stats unless...
Okay, so...
It's hard to say.
Well, I think that right now, Stats has a nice roaming army. I like that Cure is not overcommitting right now. He's just kind of controlling this high ground area. Ooh, Cenopolyps!
This is so good.
Yeah, very, very nice right there.
Look, he's keeping on the pressure with the army. Look at the bio army. It's like fighting still. This is so good. But that's not obviously.
I want to say, back to the thing, like, who is this going to favor?
Right.
Historically, if you mass Liberators against Stats, that is a good strategy against him. He's better in smaller, scrappier engagements in the later game. But, like, if Cure doesn't throw away his army and he just gets, like, 10 Liberators and then attacks Stats, that type of move is very good at killing Stats. It just generally it is.
When I look at the upgrades, I feel the game, as the game goes on, it favors, it favors Cure if the game continues. But if Stats hits a 3-3 timing, I'm really scared for Cure.
Yeah.
Because 2-2 is just finishing.
Well, I think that, yeah, he's never going to be down more than 2 ups,
too,
but...
Like, you know, like lib range and 2-2 and fourth base. It all feels like Kier wants to just delay.
Yeah.
Get a better army comp.
Absolutely. He's making the Liberators and getting range right now. So this is kind of the important part where he needs to just.
Oh, this feels like a really hard fight for both players.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
well,
that mine.
That storm actually not quite landing where he was wanting it.
Look at the zealots from the back.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is not good for Kier.
No, he's running out of Liberators quite a bit here. I feel like he just barely did not have enough to make Stats turn around there.
Yeah, I
just
also feel
barely.
Like he just barely couldn't be decisive on what the fight was going to look like.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like I think he was worried about pressure from both sides, so he just didn't commit to either side. And then when Stats decisively decided, he was just like, caught out.
Yeah, GG called.
Wow.
Okay, well that was a very close series. You can kind of see that Cure is pretty good against Stats overall, because definitely everyone would consider Stats a higher level, right?
Yeah.
A different tier, I guess, than Cure. But Cure, I mean, he put on a very good series there.
Yeah, he did. I feel like if we played this series over and over, if this was a best of 5 or 7, I wouldn't favor Stats right now. Like, let's say that this was the GSL finals that you and I are casting right now. I definitely would not be calling Cure out right now. I'd be scared for Stats.
Sure.
Because I felt like that last game wasn't a little bit of a robbery, like I was saying, right?
Well,
like Cure played so well.
I feel like right now, if Cure and Stats play again in the final match, it can go either way.
Oh, totally.
Like, I totally don't just favor Stats instantly. Okay, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, finally a PvP!
그냥 계속 준비하느라 경기가 계속 있으니까 이런 적이 처음이었으니까 계속 준비하느라 정신 없었던 것 같아요. 근데 이삭이 형이 그때 경기에서 뭔가 제대로 자기 플레이를 못해서 그래서 아쉬움이 많이 남았을 것 같아요. 그래서 그렇게 많이 힘들어했을 것 같은데 또 다음 기회가 있으니까 다음에 또 보여주면 되니까 힘냈으면 좋겠습니다.
뭐 떨어질 당시에는 많이 아쉬웠었죠. 그렇지만은 이것도 제가 더 단단해질 수 있는 계기라 생각을 하고 있고 또 일찍 떨어져가지고 더 열심히 시즌3를 준비하고 있고 네, 그런 계기가 된 것 같아요.
대회를 치면서 좀 흔들리는 그런 면이 있었어요. 엄청 열심히 하는데 성적이 안 나오니까 좀 저 자신 좀 많이 흔들렸던 것 같은데 성우는 옆에서 정말 꿋꿋이 잘하는 거 보고 돈 받아야 될 것 같다고 좀 생각이 드는 것 같아요.
I qualified for every season this year so far, but I did lose in the RO32 both times. Last year when I played in GSL, I had better results at the start of the year, so I definitely want to do better this season. It's my last chance to do well this year. CVP?
Jake said you're Jing Queen.
Jing Queen? Yeah. I used to talk a lot about balance like publicly, but I don't anymore. Now just like at the house, me and Juan will always just I guess talk to each other. Like he says, oh, Zerg's OP. I say, oh, Terran's OP. It's just joking. But PvZ, I find it quite hard right now. It's just overall, it's very hard to scout what the Protoss is doing. So it's hard to know like how to react as a Zerg. I think watching Dark play the finals, he plays it really smart in that he plays aggressive but not all in a lot of the time, and by doing so, it I guess lets the Zerg see what the Protoss is doing, so maybe more Zergs will start playing aggressive now.
저번에 슈토 때 연습 때 했던 플레이가 잘 되면서 뭔가 대회를 어떤 식으로 해야겠구나 살짝 느낌이 오는 대회 준비에 좀 더 신경 쓸 수 있게 됐던 것 같아요. 거기서 이제 좀 대회 할 때 어떤 식으로 더 집중해야 될 부분이 있는지 심리전을 어떤 식으로 써야 되는지 그런 게 조금씩 더 감이 왔어요.
I guess for a long time I felt I never won a major tournament, so I always felt like I was too like nervous or something when I played in tournaments and I might not be able to do it. So definitely when I won IEM in Korea, it gave me a lot more confidence that in the future I could actually win tournaments and close it out in the final.
사실 좀 마지막에 진 경기밖에 기억이 안 나가지고 사실 뭐 네.
그 전에 IM 고향에서 신영이랑
맞아 맞아 그때 그랬지. 그때가 제가 이렇게 달라진 그런 기점인 것 같아요. 그 혼자서 이렇게 해 나가야 되니까 미래에 대한 되게 불안한 그런 것들이 되게 있었었는데 그 이후에 성적들이 되게 좋게 잘 나왔어가지고 네, 그때가 저의 가장 달라질 수 있는 반전의 그런 기점이었던 것 같아요.
저는 처음에 GSL 4강 갈 때 그때가 제일 재밌었던 것 같아요. 경기장 분위기도 다들 너무 잘해주셔가지고 재밌었고 경기할 때도 너무 편하게 했던 것 같고 4강 정말 가고 싶죠. 근데 좀 오래되다 보니까 계속 지는 거에 조금 익숙해지려고 하는 것 같은데 이번에 성우하는 거 보고 자극 받아서 이번에 꼭 가야죠.
I guess I wish I could be like TY or Dark, where they just play better in tournaments than they do in practice. Because a lot of the times I have trouble playing well in tournaments.
유진이 형이랑 좀 뇌를 좀 바꿔보고 싶어요. 유진이 형이 테란 했으면은 그래도 병재 형 이상으로 좀 게임을 재밌게 했을 것 같은데 유진이 형이랑 한번 바꿔서 하면은 재밌게 게임할 수 있을 것 같아요.
대엽이 형의 그 대회에서의 침착함과 운영을 풀어나가는 능력 후반까지 그런 걸 좀 흡수하고 싶었던 거기 때문에 그런 걸 좀 바꾸고 싶다고 생각합니다.
뭐 사실 바꾸고 싶은 순간들은 많죠. 제가 대회 때 이렇게 떨어졌을 때
제일 바꾸고 싶은 순간 누가 있어요?
세라리죠. 바꾸고 싶은 이유요? 뭐 그걸 제 입으로 말해야 되나요? 당연히 첫 번째로 돈이고, 두 번째로 트로피고, 세 번째 명예, 네 번째는 그리고 또 그 결승이 되게 스타크래프트 2 역사상 굉장히 많은 시청자 수를 뽑아냈다고 그러더라고요. 또 많은 사람들 앞에서 또 우승하면 기분 좋잖아요. 트로피 올리는 모습 보여주면 좋고, 그냥 그런 것들 좀 되게 여러 가지 통합적으로 다 모든 것 같아요.
2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Code S Reversal.
Welcome back, guys. I'm still here with my sidekick. I know he loves that to be introduced that way. We are back. Group C. We have a PvP.
Yes, a PvP finally. All right,
finally.
It's starting to feel like GSL.
A lot
again.
of you know, excitement. So I'm curious why you are so excited for PvP.
Well, I keep hearing about how strong Protoss is, so I want to see the strong race against itself.
I heard PvP has 100% win rate.
100% lose rate.
Wow.
You heard wrong.
So it's a 50-50.
Fans win.
Fans win?
Yeah. So 66% win rate.
PvP Hurricane versus Stats.
Yeah.
I think when we watched Hurricane versus Parting and these other players, he looked really dominant. But Hurricane or Stats is such a different player than Parting, a different player than a lot of Protosses, especially in PvP. So I'm extremely curious to see what he brings. I think that this matchup could lend itself to be either way. But I would have to give Stats the edge.
I generally would. I don't think he's... This year in general, I don't feel like Stats is quite the same stats as last year, and even today, these games, they were fun, they were good, he won, but is he that unbeatable Stats still?
We're gonna have to see. Getting into game number 1. And at the top left, round of 4 Protoss.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
On Brave Star.
Brave Stars.
Brave Stars.
Not just a single one.
And in the bottom right, Splice Protoss.
Splice Stats.
Right.
One of the most dominant Protosses of all time, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. He's not quite there right now, but I feel like he was getting pretty close to a place where we could call him like the GOAT Protoss, but not quite. Not quite.
Kind of reminds me of like a Snoot, you know? Like Snoot over even a long enough period of time, you know, you're like, that guy was extremely dominant.
Yeah, actually, I looked it up a few years ago, and the most impressive pro gamers in terms of length of career and quality of performance, when I looked this up, and again, this was a while ago when Snoot was still playing at the top of his game. It was like Snoot and Innovation were head and shoulders above everyone else.
That's really interesting.
Now again, this was a while ago, but like, yeah, they kept it up for longer than anybody basically at the top level.
When you go back and watch Innovation games, that would be such an interesting episode. Of in-depth. If we went back and watched games of players developing over because there's so many players that have developed so incredibly differently from when they were originally, or so incredibly similar, you know?
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see development in players from back then, because the game is so old now. Like we can go back and watch VODs of players from 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, there's active players right now that play very well that you absolutely can do that for.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. I feel like there should be more people doing that.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's a lot of interesting things you can do with that. Even just the development of styles over time and things like that.
Yeah. It's a double Stalker and a Stargate. Double Depth.
And over on Stat side, he did get the Sentry, so he will be able to get that that Scout off.
Yeah.
See that the Stargate is coming in.
Doesn't really help too much for Stargate, though. I feel.
Well, I guess
because you kind of have to react to it anyway. Like, for example,
Yeah.
let's say you scout the Stargate, and you're like, okay, I'm building a shield battery or something.
Mhm.
Like, if they wait for 2 oracles, you still need to have a certain amount of units at home. And you're forced to open Sentry, so you don't really have a tech that's kind of mirrored with it.
Yeah.
So Stargate kind of feels fine if you go for Hallucination. Again,
yeah,
at least you know you're not just gonna. It's not just gonna one Oracle's not gonna fly in and kill you, but at the same time you probably prepare for it either way if you didn't go for the Scout.
Yeah. Well, I think it's completely fine for Hurricane, but this is kind of stats-esque anyways, right? He wants to see what's going on. He wants to be able to get in that
How do
long
you
range.
respond?
Well, actually, with exactly what he just did, which was a forge. He actually did it before he scouted it. He threw down that forge, I think, the second that he saw the Nexus. But in my opinion, and I think that this has been the case in PvP for years and years and years, basically the second you know that you're not about to die, get upgrades.
Get a forge, yeah.
Yeah, it's like attack upgrades are so important in this matchup. If you have +1, your opponent doesn't, or +2,
right?
My God, it
this
changes
matchup
everything.
incredibly too, because the timing attacks on this matchup are so crisp.
Yeah.
You can hit a +2 timing, and your army is just so much more efficient. Tickle beam's going off there.
Yeah. Pushes that back rather easily.
Do you think there's any way that Hurricane can abuse the fact that a Forge and Robo are thrown down? Because he did go Twilight first. There's no Forge on the way.
Well, to be honest, like I think when you see something like this, first off, you need your own Forge. With what he just scouted, the fact that he even has the Robo on the way, it's like, I think it's okay, but not optimal. I wouldn't mind him throwing down a third Nexus. To be honest, with this map, with the tech routes that we're seeing, like, no one can really do anything to each other.
Yeah, well, the reason why I'm asking is because we see Charge, we see Robo, we don't see a Forge. We don't see a Forge.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So this makes me feel like he wants to do a timing. I don't know if there is one there, though.
Yeah, no, the thing is, if you try to put together a timing as Hurricane, you're going to hit when +1's finishing for stats. So it's just, it'll be an anti-timing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The Forge is throwing down now, but like +1 is halfway done already.
Yeah.
So I guess Hurricane's going to have to be passive almost this entire game now.
Yeah, I would say so.
You can never really attack into someone who has +1, and you don't really want to, ever, so...
This map's hard for it as well, going up that ramp. That is not something you really want to find yourself doing. Like, I mean, maybe there's like a Prism harassment move that he wants to make. He is making that Prism. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If your opponent doesn't have Stargate and doesn't have Blink, Immortal drops are like the greatest thing in the whole world.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I don't know what to say there. I'm just trying to think. So that's why my commentary sounds a little weird, because I'm just trying to contemplate how you play this out with such a far disadvantage +1. Taking a third is interesting.
Well, I think he should have taken this third a while ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I've been seeing tonight, where it's like, oh, I think that instantaneously doing things are going to
help you
be really nice for you, right? Because, like, look, his gates are about to finish, and it seems like he's about to make a third Nexus. Let's see if he actually does.
Is he, though? 4 gates +1. The third base is going down for stats.
Yeah, which again, I think that this is not a bad call either.
No, this is good for stats. I feel like the third base should have been faster, so that he can try and cut some of these corners and get back even.
Yeah, you see that Nexus? Like, the thing is, there was no actual attack timing on either side, and I think that the first time you don't see an attack timing, get a Forge. The second time you don't see an attack timing, get a Nexus. You know? Like,
Sure.
if there's just nothing that can really come.
What do you think about this attack from Hurricane?
I don't think it can work.
This is not Stats' whole army, is it?
No. He's bringing it all down now. Right? That can't work.
No, it can't.
Maybe he can get the third Nexus.
Oh, wait. This is nice, though. Wait, Stats saw that, right? I have to imagine Stats
Yeah,
saw that.
he sees the Stasis Ward, so he can just walk up and kill that. He can just
You
walk
just go
over
in
now.
and recall it after killing the third?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I'm surprised he...
This
like,
is
just
a
cancels.
strange commitment.
Yeah, well, once you cancel the
oh.
Nexus, you don't go chase the army again,
Can he
right?
hit a timing with +1? Like, okay, never mind. Recall. I like the recall.
Yeah, no, the recall is very good. I think that Hurricane executed that pretty well.
Oh, yeah. And now that his third's up, too, it feels good.
Yeah.
The only thing, Stats could possibly hit a +2 timing, but it doesn't feel like that
If
would
you
be...
concave the top of your ramp, you're not
Yeah,
being broken.
right. It doesn't feel like it would be a good play, and I don't think Stats would ever make that play either. So if you're Hurricane, you can actually get away with even more greed now.
Yeah.
In theory, like, you could basically do whatever you want.
Well, I think that what he needs to do right now is just really focus on getting his Immortals out. Get as close as you can in Immortal count to Stats, because that's where things go wrong in PvP so often in the late game.
What are the Immortal counts right now? Do you know?
I believe that 3 for Stats, and this is Hurricane's first that just popped, I believe.
whenever I play PvP, I find my immortal count matters less and less as the game goes on, though. Because once the Charizard Archon like fights happen, the immortals really don't do anything. This is, by the way, how I feel. Like once the Charizard Archon fight goes one way or the other, the immortal count's just irrelevant. So like if you have a ton more Charizard Archon.
Yeah, no, if you have a ton more for sure, but in any close battle, I mean the immortal beats everything that Protoss has.
Yeah, well like watch the immortals. So right now they're fighting a bunch of zealots. This Archon zealot flank from the back.
My
what?
God.
That was such a sick play. Look at his army just gets absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Beautifully
I didn't even
done
see that
right
coming.
there.
The stats is just like what?
Yeah.
I think stats is confused right now.
I'm so confused as to
stats had
like
plus
what he was
2, right?
Yeah, no, he did have +2 there.
Okay, so like I was saying, Zealot Archon does really well against Immortals.
Well, yes, it can in situations like this, but when you have two armies that are very close in size and power, then the one with the more Immortals is very oftentimes the one that's going to be able to win. But GG, I think that was a very peculiar move out by Stats, right?
Yeah, but
the
at the
Immortal
same time,
production,
you have +2, you have more Immortals.
Yes, but you have to hit a critical mass against someone who's focusing on Charge Lot Archon, because when you hit the critical mass with the higher upgrades and the higher Immortal count, that critical mass really screws over the gateway-based
I don't
army.
think Stats ever planned to fight.
Yeah, no, I don't
think Stats was like, wait, what? You're attacking me? You have like no Archons, no Zealots, no. Why are you attacking me? And then that flank came in, and he's like, what?
I think his plan was to walk across the map and like sit there and see what he can do, right?
You know, like see
pick
what's
a
going
unit,
on.
maybe his Prism flies in, not sure exactly.
Like even if we weren't 100% sure, like that fight felt really weird at the beginning, right?
It caught me off guard because I was not expecting it at all, that fight.
Right. You're down an upgrade. Why fight? You have a third that's faster. Why fight? You have less Immortals. Why fight?
I think that what Hurricane did there made a lot of sense, because if you are down in Immortals and you have a situation like that, you want to fight on open ground with your gateway units and trade as much as possible, because again, the Immortal user has to hit a critical mass to beat the gateway user.
Right.
So I think that for Hurricane, it was a good move.
Oh, definitely. We'll have to see if we can do more good moves.
Good moves. Good moves, StarCraft League.
Finding himself up 1-0 against Stats.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
This man's gonna have to bring it back if he wants any shot here.
Splice, Stats.
I'm so interested in this rest of this PvP.
Yeah, that was a really interesting first game. You know, I was definitely critical of Hurricane, but you know, I guess the attack that got rid of the third Nexus, I felt like Stats could have contested that more. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he couldn't have contested it more, but it felt like when he got rid of the Stasis Ward, he could have put some pressure in there, because you know that army was not that scary with the Immortals that he had. The army was not that big. It did not feel to me like Hurricane had any right to do that. It was very well executed tactically by Hurricane, so I give mad props for that.
Right.
It's just I feel like Stats could have interfered more with that.
It felt like that Stasis Ward should have never happened. Ever.
And even when it did, he got an Observer over there quickly, but stalled on taking it out and stalled on going towards his third.
Once the Stasis Ward finished, it felt like Hurricane was in a great position. Like he even if buying enough time to kill that third, because the Zealots were already on that third, but that didn't feel like that Stasis Ward should have even been there.
Yeah,
it should have been immediately shot down, and then the army should have immediately engaged. Because first off, he's up an upgrade. He's siphoned away Zealots from his army.
Yes.
Like, there's no reason we don't engage immediately. We have a bigger army. We have a better upgrade.
Exactly.
Our, you know, Hurricane split. So Hurricane has to either pull away from that Nexus and bring the Zealots into the fight, and you save your third, or Hurricane has to commit to the third, and you catch units, you know, retreating.
Yes. And then the recall can't happen as much if you're starting to win that battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the way that I look at it there, and why I felt a little bit critical towards Hurricane for moving. But the thing is, to pull that move off is, I mean, that was very strong by Hurricane. He made these moves that kind of made
Very
Stats
decisive.
unsure. Yeah, and a lot of times it's not about the right decisions, but making decisive decisions and executing them well, right? And that's what we saw there. Like, Hurricane did play really, really well that game.
This series so far has felt like Stats has played a multitude of games. Actually, when he looked the best. Okay, by the way, this is really bad for Hurricane.
Huge.
Really bad. Yeah. Big
What a
mistake
pick.
there.
Wow.
When Stats is super decisive, his games look sick, but so far we've seen a lot of hesitation from him.
Yeah.
And sometimes decisiveness when he shouldn't be decisive. Like,
you know, it might have to do with just how successful he's been and how strong he's been and how when you win that much and you really are the best Protoss in the world, right? And then you start doing poorly in a few tournaments, right? And suddenly we're in this situation where it's like, his Stats going to BlizzCon, right? The BlizzCon finalist, the GSL versus World finalist, the 2-time GSL finalist, the I Am Katowice finalist, like all these things. Well, yeah, he might be looking at it and just trying to be like, okay, well, the game can go on because I'm good at late game and I'm good at surviving, but everyone just continues to improve so much. So, like, you have to be ready to lose a StarCraft game to win a StarCraft game.
Look at this move, by the way.
Right? It's important, and I don't feel like we're seeing that from Stats. I feel like if there's any chance things will go wrong, like we saw with that third base, you know?
Yeah.
He skips it, and it's like, oh, are you supposed to skip it?
Nice force fields. I don't know if that's actually a good or bad thing.
Well,
I mean, 2 probes go down. He lost all of his energy, though. I don't know. Trades are fine, I guess. 32 workers to 29. What do we see tech-wise? Twilight, there's +1 already on the way for Stats.
Now, Hurricane actually going into Immortals here. No Forge. Stats does have that Forge up.
We saw him delay his Forge last game, and it looked fine, despite our criticism.
Well, Hurricane did.
Hurricane, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So,
but he's actually the Immortal player this time.
Yeah.
Which makes it kind of funny, because like if you're delaying upgrades and getting the Immortals, I feel like when you're going to be the Immortal guy, you're really the guy that wants to get +2 as well, right?
Yeah. Well, like, because if you're the Immortal guy, you're the chill guy. You're
Oh,
chilling.
I see what he is. He's the Glaives guy.
He's the Glaive guy?
Yeah.
The Glaive guys.
The Glaive guy doesn't need +1. The Glaive guy is going to come and kill you.
The Glaive guys are scary.
Yeah.
In all matchups.
In all matchups, that's very true. If you're willing to just go ahead and go Glaives.
What are you not willing to do at that point?
Yeah.
Well, the interesting...
I'm like,
wait.
yeah, Hurricane will do any build if you give him enough money.
So, Twilight is quite late for Stats. And Glaive, he might actually have a pretty cool timing here.
Yeah,
before, before any Twilight upgrade could ever be finished. The only thing is he's going to attack into +1, but at the same time we saw how much Hurricane cared about +1 last game. So.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care about the +1 here at all. Like, what he cares about is he's going to get across the map and see if he can just wreck him.
Does he have an Immortal? If he has an Immortal advantage and a ton of Glaive to depths, this is going to be really scary. I'm just curious if Stats is already aware of this fully. Because I don't think you can be. At least not yet.
He definitely isn't. If he realized what was walking across the map at him right now, I feel like he'd be putting a lot of shield batteries.
There's no way you start +2, right?
Well, you need something to win when you... Yeah, no, I guess if you hold, you just win.
Right.
So
if you hold, you have one.
You could probably skip +2. You could probably skip...
Okay, that's the right response,
there you
right?
go. Yeah, he's kind of figured out what's up.
The only does he have a probe at the top of the ramp too? If he has a probe at the top of the ramp, this is basically held.
He has to because it's Glaives.
Yeah, if these depths get in the main or something, that's obviously really, really bad.
Yeah, well, he's got to be a little bit afraid of the Prism as well, because I feel like it's not just the shading here. Like, if you just drop a couple up there, it gets difficult as well.
If you build a bunch of cannons and shield batteries, I really like +2.
Yeah. Well, he did start +2.
Oh,
and he made the cannons and shield batteries.
Oh, okay, this is really bad. Oh, if that force field was just... If those sentries were just a little bit closer, this game would be totally different.
Oh,
is he going to be punished by that?
I feel like he needs a recon. He's here. Come on, get up there.
Oh, he's going to get +2. Okay.
Oh, look at this engagement right at the ramp. Oh, my God.
This is so good for Hurricane. I can't believe this even happened,
Hurricane's playing so well. Well, that attack up the
this
ramp
Immortal,
is not that
the
good.
Immortal's doing literally nothing. Okay.
Yeah, Glaive's on top of everything. His Immortal's doing some real work. He needs to juggle that one back, though. He's about to lose one. Oh!
What do you even do when these adepts are in here? If he can get any of these production facilities, too, this game is going to spiral out of control.
god.
So many stalkers. Oh, the prism goes down. Oh, okay. This whole
Sick
thing
pick.
just got shut down, I think.
Yeah, it's over. Okay,
Unless
look at that probe count. Look at that probe count with +2. Is going to finish.
Okay, here comes these plays are so
looking good
important. If
now.
he can kill literally every mineral probe mine here, this might be it.
No, I think Stats has the advantage here for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's got it. Like I mean, you can't do any sort of base trade. Look at that natural. That natural never dies. You need 10 Tempests
Here's
to
the
kill
only
that
thing,
natural.
though. You can't move out if your stats right. You can't.
In a minute, you can.
Can you though?
Yeah.
Like 4 Adepts in your main would be devastating. And we saw a
throw
prism.
cannon down. I don't know. Just
Dark Shrine. What do you Dark Shrine?
The Dark Shrine is kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's desperation. There's nothing else that is.
Yeah. Well, he needs every opportunity he can possibly get here to win this game.
I like the Dark Shrine.
Look at that. Dark Shrine and Disruptors.
Okay.
Dark Shrine and Disruptors. One or the other. They're both good comeback mechanics for PvP. They're like good comeback strategies. Because you can't afford
Why
both.
not both?
Is he going to be sitting in his natural with a Zealot and a shield battery while he makes a Disruptor and a DT? Like, is that all he's going to have?
5 probes go down. I think there's 2 Adepts in the main, too.
Is there?
Okay, no, they got cleaned up.
I can't believe he's going Disruptors and Dark Shrine.
I like it. I like it.
This is like SOS or something stuff, right?
This might be, yeah.
We need a Fleet Beacon, too. Let's do the Fleet Beacon, too.
Yeah, he could, I guess. Does he even have a Stargate? I think he does.
Oh, I'm surprised he's throwing a Forge down.
Oh, this Archon
He's doing
drop.
like too many things at once, I think.
Look at this Sentry taking on Archons. 36.
Archon
The probe count's pretty even. +3 has started, by the way.
That's funny.
We're going to have +3 Protoss versus +1 Protoss, or +0. Which one is better? That's the question.
The one with Disruptors.
Yeah. Yeah, Disruptors don't really care
You
about
can't hit what you can't see, no regret.
Wait, we haven't observed. Okay, yeah. Whew. Could you imagine what a robbery that would be if he just like snipes the pylon that's powering the robo, and then the game just ends?
You're seeing a lot of robberies today.
I mean, if okay, wait, if Hurricane wins this game, that is 100% a robbery.
I mean, I feel like Stats should have moved out by now.
No, he can't. We already talked about this.
Yeah, we did talk about it. I
disagreed with
believe
me,
we are
but
disagreeing. So we
no,
did
we
not,
don't.
it
We
is
can't
not,
disagree.
It is not just sealed
One
and
of
done.
us has to be wrong, and I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
It's because Stats is doing what I'm doing, what I said. Me and Stats disagree with you right now.
Okay, well, the fact that he's getting +3, I think, means that he does disagree with me. But
yeah, both Stats and I
when you
disagree.
do an Adept all-in, you lose every single unit you have. Should eventually counterattack.
Yeah, the problem is.
What? What's the problem? Tell me.
Adepts
I'm waiting
can
to hear
kill
it.
all
What's
your
the problem?
workers. And
Well,
you
that's
can't
why you
move
make
out.
the cannons.
Yeah, look at how good these cannons are. He's still got 3 probes.
Yeah, it's only 3 probes. You're losing 2 Adepts. How many units does he have at home? Look at the supply of Hurricane, 34.
He's gonna have
34.
Disruptors are infinite supply.
He can't
we
win
know
a
this
base
already.
trade.
Look, he's doing the stats. He's doing the counter stats.
Oh my god.
How are you gonna break disruptors when you have cannons?
Stargates. Look at this.
Wait,
Go
where?
Phoenixes, of course.
Oh.
Do you remember that meta? When it was
Yeah.
Phoenixes lifting disruptors for days?
If Hurricane attacks, he's actually insane.
You can't attack as Hurricane.
I know.
You cannot.
I mean, all I'm
I guess
saying is
you
I
can
see.
poke disruptor balls very slowly into your opponent, and that's it.
All I'm saying is I see 3 disruptors walking across the map.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have. It's +3 is finished now. I'm pretty sure one well-placed Archon could kill this entire army from stats. Oh, that's a nice force field. Okay, that has to be.
No, he's all right.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
Just
You're
juggles
right.
everything back. Yeah. The disruptors are just, they're killer here. He doesn't have the counter to them.
Not yet. First Phoenix is on the way.
Yeah. Soon he will.
Oh! Okay.
I feel like I just stepped into the ocean, you know?
Yeah.
So,
No,
ooh,
but
it's
sure.
cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold.
What are we even watching? Oh, okay. Oof. That would have been embarrassing.
Look at that.
Is this
that
where you just, like-
concave. Look at this concave he's fighting against right now. Oh my god, he brought the disruption ball back and hit his own army with it.
Yeah, why not? At
We
this
just
point-
saw that.
At this point, why not? He's getting blinked too.
Hold on, wait, Jake, I don't know Cyberforce well enough. Is there a smaller choke up a hill that he could attack through?
No,
is there
isn't.
somewhere, is there a smaller choke up a hill?
This is the smallest choke in the game.
Maybe there, is there a similar sized choke with 2 hills to go up?
Wait, oh, no.
Maybe Stats could be sitting in shrubs at the top of the hill, or
I don't think there's a single map that has a weirder choke / double.
I was just checking because I thought maybe there was a different move for Hurricane there.
Well, yeah. Okay, this is Hurricane's
Now,
move.
see, this is what I was talking about, where there would be a base trade, and all these cannons should slow him down enough, right?
What if he kills all the cannons?
Wins the DT tech?
Yes.
Stats does have 2 observers, so
He can kill those.
Yeah, well, no, Stats has Phoenixes, man.
He can kill those.
Oh my god, the base trade is real.
I love like Hurricane is so dirty. Like this is the dirtiest.
I love it. I love how
this
dirty
is the dirtiest
he is here.
PV. Wait.
Okay, what is happening here?
Is there any
He
way
needs to do the
if
recall.
Stats recalls? Is there any way he loses?
Perfect disruptors.
Wait.
Perfect disruptors.
Wait,
Let's do it. Let's
shoot the
see
disruptor,
it.
Shoot the balls. Shoot the balls.
Do it. What? Those were the worst disruptor balls I've ever seen.
His army looks so much bigger. Am I missing something?
Half of his army didn't get recalled. He's walking
Are
across
you
the map
serious?
right now.
You recalled
he
half
needs
your
to jump
army?
on top of this. He actually even clumped up. I don't even know how that missed.
I think you just shade forward.
Yeah, he should be jumping on this. This is his chance to eliminate half the army and then kill the other half.
Oh, but there's Phoenixes are here, I guess.
He does have Phoenixes, yes. But the rest of the army is about to be here, so he needed to fight even before this army got here at all.
Yeah, I mean, Stats cleans it up, but...
Yeah, Stats was always going to be able to win that, I think. But,
a little bit
like,
of dancing there.
Hurricane, you know, 0 of 55 supply at the end of that game, by the way. Very rarely do you see 0 supply when they GG, but in this case. So, Hurricane...
How do you even dissect that game?
I don't know. I don't know.
We've been given tough games, man.
That's fun,
I'd like to say
imagine if these games were just stock standard. We would be so bored right now.
I'd like to say we're StarCraft connoisseurs at this point, right?
I would
this
say
is some hard
yeah.
StarCraft to
yeah, no.
connoisseur.
This today has some nutty undertones is the way that we would say this,
yes,
right?
Nutty undertones. That's
it
good.
has nutty undertones.
Yeah. I need to get your dictionary. I need more words.
Yeah.
But like every game so far, besides the Scarlett series, which was kind of weird but not really, has been insane. Like the Cure Stats games were insane too.
This is a crazy day.
I mean, I'm so happy that we get to cast this.
I know. I'm having a great time.
I'd be so sad. I'd be in Twitch chat right now casting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, this is crazy. They're like, wow, it's no regret.
He builds zerglings. You know what my favorite thing is when Twitch chat checks my MMR and it's like 6-3 and everybody's like, oh my god, he's so good.
Circling bus will get you far in this world. King's Cove is our third map. Let's get into it.
In the top left-hand corner.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
I love his play today.
Yeah.
I love his play today. He's really becoming a good player.
He was pretty desperate last game.
Yeah.
The wall himself.
Splice,
the deflector.
Stats.
The shield of ire.
Yeah, no. Like that last game was a great example of a true shield of ire there.
Yeah, yeah.
He was just blocking things left and right.
He had the shield batteries of ire that game. That was awesome, though.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I feel like if I'm Hurricane, I'm in a pretty okay spot right now. Like,
yeah, you should feel fine.
Like that last game, he had to have known there was opportunity, and after a certain point, he was obviously just playing the game of comebacks and like, how can I win and blah, 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 DT, both Disruptor, DT, whatever. But
well, that was, yeah. At that point, he was just praying that Stats wouldn't attack him, and you and Stats were like, yeah, we shouldn't attack him.
Yeah.
He's only going DT Disruptor at the same time with no army.
DT. in Glaives.
Like 9 minutes before he has it.
And how do you beat +3 in the long run? Huh? Stats and I are both late game players. Late game connoisseurs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hurricane was on your guys' team attacking through that little choke up that hill.
I like this pylon. You know it'd be sick if he doesn't do anything with it at all. Like he just goes Stalker, and then goes Nexus, you know? Because you, especially if the probe goes, because the probe was kind of slow, but if the probe went
not
in,
even scouting, right? Like, where's Hurricane's probe?
No, he doesn't care. What is Stats doing?
He's looking for proxies, I think. And the fact that that probe came out like that,
yeah.
now you scout it.
Is he just gonna miss it?
What up, Hurricane?
Okay, he's got it.
We see you, Hurricane.
Hurricane doesn't know yet, but I think he has to know it's possible that that was scouted.
Oh, he knows that was scouted. He saw the probe go past his probe.
You're right.
Maybe you and Stats think not, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what do you think about building your Stargate here?
It's fine. Oh, he canceled.
Oh,
Look
wait.
at that.
Wait, he canceled
Bit of
the Stargate?
sneakiness. Robo on both sides. Oh, Robo 3-gate for Stats. Isn't that cute?
Are we not going to why did we build a pylon there, by the way? Is this like a fake proxy pylon?
For Stats?
Yeah.
Yeah, in case the probe actually scouts him at any point.
So they both went for their fake proxy pylons. Kinda.
Yeah. Well, Hurricane's only turned into a fake, but...
Well, Hurricane's proxy was not a real proxy anyways.
But
like, it's not a closer, you know?
Yeah.
It's actually like a hidden kind of thing.
If that was in his main and scouted, do you think he cancels into the Robo?
Maybe not.
Because the interesting thing that I find is, right, so I've had discussions with some Europeans about this, whether Stargate counters 3-gate Robo or not.
Uh-huh.
And the Koreans, I think quite certain, think that it is pretty even overall. Because Stats scouted the Stargate and immediately went 3-gate Robo, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on...
I don't think the Stargate's bad against it. I don't think that, but like I think that the 3-gate Robo is completely playable against it.
Oh, this feels bad. Losing 2 depths here for free. He already doesn't have a great army to like lose here.
Ooh, could micro by Stats.
Yeah, this is scary. I actually really like that he went for the Robo instead. Because I think with the Robo, he can actually defend. I think Stats wanted to be aggressive with his 3-gate Robo too. So it feels good if you can get a couple of Immortals out and play the defensive game. The only thing is, at best case, it's even, right?
Yeah.
That's unless Stats really messes up.
Well, it's basically mirrors right now, so.
Yeah, but the way Stats is posturing feels more aggressive. Okay, I like the recall. I'd take the Nexus immediately now if I was Stats.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to. 400 minerals.
Yeah, hold on. The Prism's coming in right now.
Ooh. What was that? What was that? Ooh. Is that your Prism sound? Is that what Prism should make when it floats around?
Oh, here it comes.
I'm a little surprised they don't just take Nexi. Stargate. What?
I guess just to force the Prism back, right?
Yeah.
It can't be for anything else.
That is one of the only options unless you go double Oracle and hide it for like a long period of time.
Yeah, that would be really weird.
If he did it and got it off though, it could be so good.
You know, actually, I know what it is.
What?
I know what it is, yeah.
What?
What he's going to do, so you get the Phoenix, because these two builds against each other turn into Immortal drops on both sides that are really dirty. Right? Because you have no real way to stop it.
And
so
you
if you
have to,
get
like,
a Phoenix
respect it.
and go Immortal drops,
Then
your
you-
opponent can't do the Immortal drops.
Yeah.
And he can't really do too much against the Immortal drops because he doesn't have...
All he sacrifices is his third or his natural timing too.
Yeah.
Which he can make back in the Immortal drops.
No,
so.
this is actually, I really like this from Hurricane. This is a very clever move.
It's really smart, yeah. Like he's clearly thought a lot about this.
Yeah.
This feels like a very natural decision by him. Oh, okay. If Stats picks up on this and goes for our timing, I don't know if he can do anything though. There's already Immortals.
He
correct?
can't break the ramp. He cannot break the ramp. But he can, like, this is very annoying to fight against.
Is there a Prism on the other side of the map somewhere for Hurricane?
There will be.
Right here it comes.
Yeah, see? Here it goes.
Oh my god, that is a massive
Now,
army.
if Stats goes up, he has to turn the Prism around, I think.
Yeah, he does have a recall, right?
Yeah, Stats is the only one that used to recall this game.
Yeah, okay, so as long as Hurricane saves his recall, I like the play because honestly, this is really scary if Stats commits here. Did Stats scout the Immortal leaving or the Robo work with him? Because it feels like he's
He
respecting
did not see it. He did, but his Phoenix flew in and saw like very little, so I think he just knows what's up. His hallucinating beside this.
28 workers to 23.
By the way, what do you think about going directly into Disruptor?
I think that he's desperate.
I think that,
but it's good. It's a good move. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a little bit confused overall about the build because it's like Immortal drops, Phoenix's Disruptor, unless this is just like he wants Prism speed as well, maybe.
Nah, I think he thinks in this position he's behind in substance, like ground army substance.
Yeah, so
And the
just
best-
uses Disruptor to
Yeah,
come back.
because he went Stargate, he's less mortals, less ground army. But the way to recover that is by having a good disruptor shot, or having the respective disruptor count. Especially when we're going Phoenixes, because we're actually committing to more and more Phoenixes.
Yeah. The thing is that this becomes so flimsy now.
Oh,
his army is
100%.
so hilariously flimsy. Like, I think that he has to sit up his ramp on shield batteries, basically. Like, that's it. Like, he has a turtle for a long time.
You already see a couple, or at least
one
one
going
shield
up at
battery
least,
on
yeah.
the way, which means he's probably going into this. I don't think that's a bad play, though, considering his circumstances and like where he's been this entire game.
I think that he's making the right decisions to go along with a lot of this.
He might have a play here.
Okay, well.
Yeah, not quite.
Yeah, Blink's finishing too, so that's a good recall.
Yeah, it feels like Stats is in a pretty commanding position right now, but one disruptor shot could change this game.
Yeah, well, I think he has the advantage, but I think that it's definitely not over.
Like, if he just blinks on top.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, both the mortals go down.
Where's the
disruptor is dead. I think the game just might end. Okay, Phoenixes are added. I mean, even if this game doesn't end here, that was a great trade.
Yeah.
Picking up 4. Immortals are being added to the fight. This warp-in, actually not terrible so far. It's a really hard fight to call.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's going
well,
really bad.
I think Stats has done it at this point.
Yeah. I mean, even if somehow Hurricane could push this back, he just lost all of his robo units.
Yeah. That's too bad. He was like a little bit out of position for that really aggressive move from Stats.
What did you think about that blink? Because I thought it was a good raise immediately, but it sounded like you wanted to hesitate on it.
Yeah. It felt like it should not have worked that well. If his prism was still sitting around there, you do not kill the Immortals.
Well, the thing is, you shoot the ball, right? So you lose the Disruptor no matter what?
Yes, the Disruptor will always die like instantaneously there. You won't get the Disruption shot off. It's just that he's near the shield batteries with 2 Immortals. So the thing is, I didn't see where the prism was. I don't know if he knew that the prism was gone, but if the prism's there, he juggles Immortals back, and it's...
I think the way he looks at it is, if he kills the Disruptor, what substance does that army even have? When you bring your Immortals in, you bring your Immortals in, right? After killing the Disruptors, I feel like there's nothing that stops you from winning eventually, even if there's 2 or 3 shield batteries.
Well, actually, if you see, like, Hurricane almost started to turn the fight around.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he had the prism there for the initial part of it, it doesn't snowball into that at all.
Possible.
But maybe it's still an okay move because he gets the Disruptor no matter what.
Yeah.
And he has potential for more. Okay, anyways, quick interview here with Andy.
Hello guys, we're gonna have an interview with the first winner of Group C around the 32. It is Stats. Congratulations. Thank you.
네, 오늘 여러 좋은 일이 있네요.
Today there has been many good things for you. You received the Nestea award. You won the 2 games today. How do you feel?
떨어질 것 같아서 승자전 때 진짜 이악 물고 했거든요.
In the winners bracket, I tried really hard because I thought I was gonna get
최종전을
eliminated.
시작하는 것도 그렇고, 왜 그러세요? 좀 자신감이 없으셨던 거예요?
Were you not confident today?
연습 때 저그전이나 토스전 같은 경우에는
In practice,
굉장히 자신감이 있었지만
I've had confidence against Protoss and Zerg, but I didn't have the confidence against Turn.
했었는데 근데 막상 오늘 경기장
But today,
와서
when I came
로기랑
and
경기를
played on
해보니까
stage,
뭔가 좀 제가 좀 대회 때 뭔가 좀 깨달은 것처럼
things turned
경기가
out
좀 잘
alright,
되더라고요.
and you know
그래서
everything just went really good for me.
좀 저도 도욱이 이기고 나서 좀 제 스스로도 많이 놀랐고.
And after beating Cure, I was quite surprised at
네,
myself.
오늘 테란전에서 2대1 승리를 거뒀습니다.
In PVT, you
오늘
acquire your
사실
2-1
후반
victory.
운영 대결의 승리라고 할 수가 있는데 이런 테란전 후반 운영 겸 연습을 많이 하셨나요?
Did you practice against the Terrans late game?
네, 좀 무난하게 이렇게
Yes, that's
후반
right.
운영 갔을 때 저도 자신이 있기 때문에
When I went to the
후반
late
운영
game,
연습을 많이 했고요.
I had the confidence to play in the late game.
그 새로운 빌드를 이렇게 준비를 해서
So I was preparing for new builds.
하려고 했었지만은
네.
연습 때는 좀 많이
And
졌거든요.
in practice, I used the new builds and I lost a lot.
똑같은 빌드만
So I just kept using the same build today.
오늘 승리할 수 있었던
And I think that was quite instrumental to my victory today.
테란전에서는 좋은 결과 있었습니다. 자, 확실히 승자전도 그 안정적인 푸푸전
In the winners
실력을
bracket,
보일
you
수가 있었습니다.
capture composure and you played out a very nice match against Hurricane.
스스로는 어떠셨어요?
How satisfied were you?
경기 때 제가 괜히 나가가지고 져가지고
In the first game,
또 많이 좀 반성하면서
I lost
두 번째
the first
경기를
one,
치렀었고,
and I was quite disappointed in
이상한
myself.
것만 조심하자라는
And
생각으로
I just, I was
경기를
careful not to
그리고 또
lose to weird
실력으로
tactics.
하면은 저는 자신 있기 때문에
And skill-wise, I'm always
그래서
confident.
안전한 빌드만 썼습니다.
So I just kept using those safe passive builds.
졌던 그 1세트에 대한 아쉬움은 좀 있었던 것
You're saying you're
같습니다.
disappointed in the first set.
자, 어쨌든 이렇게
Alright.
모두 승리를 거두면서 1위로
After acquiring all the victories today, you move on to the round of 16 as the first winner of
16강에 저그
Group C.
진출자들이 좀 많은 상황이에요.
You know, currently there are a lot of Zerg players in the round of 16. As the first Protoss player to make it to the round of 16, would you like to share your opinion on the racial situation right now? How confident are you in the PvZ matchup?
테란전이나 프로토스전보다
For-
저그전을 더 하고 싶어요.
I want to play the PvZ matchup more than PvT and PvP.
솔직히 좀 후반 가면은 지는 거는 뭐
In the super late game, I mean, it's pretty much the same that I'm gonna lose.
저그를 이길 수 있는 방법들을 제가 많이 알기
But I'm
때문에
starting to figure out the ways to beat Zerg in the late game.
위주로 했으면 좋겠어요.
So I just want to go for the PvZ.
똑같다 이야기를 하셨어요. 아주 열심히 답을 구하고 있는데 잘 안 되나 봐요.
막 분열기도 써보고
Well, I'm trying to use disruptor
공간기 템에
and
가면
working out
한류도 넣어보고
strategies on
뭔가 별
Warp
이상한
Prism.
것을 다 해봤지만은
And I've been experimenting all kinds of things.
감염충을 이기기는
And it's pretty much impossible to beat the infestors in the late game.
개인적으로 좀 블리자드 쪽에서
So I hope Blizzard can lend me a hand.
네, 정말 별 이상한 짓을 다 해봐도 안 됐다.
You're saying that you
이렇게
experimented
토론을
all
하셨는데요.
kinds of situations
자,
and
어쨌든
it didn't work out.
다음 이제 16강에서의 김대엽 선수가 더 기대가 됩니다.
We're looking forward to your performance in the round of 16.
들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Any last words?
시즌 1, 2 때는 너무 일찍 떨어져가지고
As for season 1 and season 2, I got eliminated really early
시즌 3
in
때는
the match.
진짜
But for season 3,
열심히 하고 있으니까
I'll try really hard,
경기장
and
찾아와주셔서
please do continue to
응원해주세요.
cheer for me.
네, 알겠습니다. 다시 한번 진출
Once again,
축하드리겠습니다.
congratulations. Thank you.
네, C조의 1위 진출자 스플라이스 김대엽 선수를 만나봤는데요. 계속해서 GSL 32강 이벤트 안내해드리겠습니다.
I'm really excited to hear the like how he wants to do it because he said he was like experimenting with dealing with late game.
Yeah, actually, as soon as he said that,
Yeah,
I
like
bet he
perked
uses
up.
disruptors.
Yeah. So you thought late game disruptors versus broodlords infester?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Well,
makes
I mean,
sense. One disruptor
No.
shot on the infestors.
Yeah, exactly. That's.
What if I knurl your infestor and send it back in your army though?
Wait. Oh.
Or your. Oh wait, you can't control the balls though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get one, I haven't shot yet. Anyways.
Okay.
Quick commercial break. When we come back, more in depth.
Try to make amends, but we've fallen far from where we've been. We could be together. See the light that's in your eyes. Well, it's now or never. Nothing's left. I can't go much further. Holding my breath, and we push and we pull, but nothing ever changes at all. Yeah. Well, it's now.
시작하겠습니다. 진짜 최초의 우승자가 나왔습니다. 그 이름은 다크 박영우.
Please welcome at the World Championship Series, former Liquid Asia champion.
2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Code S Reversal.
Welcome back, guys, to GSL Code S Season 3, Group C.
Yeah.
A lot to remember there. We have a really interesting matchup. I'm so excited.
Cure versus Scarlett. I wasn't sure if I was going to get to see this tonight.
Uh-huh.
But here we are. What are you thinking about this matchup? What does Scarlett think about this matchup
I think it's extremely exciting, considering both how Scarlett plays ZVT and ZVT in general. Really exciting matchup, but she also favors to play it long.
Yes.
So there's a chance that we might have a really long game. We might have to settle down, you know, maybe get some coffee and stuff, because it might be an hour-long game. It depends on how she decides to play it. She has like a couple options, but in general, being the aggressor here is not the way she likes to play it.
Yeah.
Unless she goes really aggressive. There's two options, I guess.
Super duper all in.
There's like the I'm gonna go Ravager all in or something along that line, or
this map pool, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, or there's the it's time to build the boys, which are the Spore Crawlers.
Yeah.
Build the other boys, which are the Brood Lords, and we just chill.
Yeah.
And then we get to see the nukes.
Well,
ghosts.
I'm interested to see what Cure does. I mean, he has Maro on his team. He has all sorts of styles to choose from. I haven't seen too much of his TVZ lately.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see coming up in this game.
Fight!
Speaking of Maru being on your team, we've got a proxy Rax.
Right.
I thought this was very viable, very possible, and I think Scarlett will also know that this is very possible.
Look at where her Overlord's going.
Perfect.
Are you making a joke to me
Oh,
right
wait. Okay, if it sees the other SCV, though.
Everything about this is wrong.
It has a chance to see the SCV coming in.
I
can't
so even. I can't even. Is this going to be another robbery? No regret.
This seems like a mistake, I think. What a spot to put your Raxes, though. How often do you see Raxes there?
Never.
Yeah, that's smart. Do you
Clearly
think,
she's seen Raxes over in that general area, because that Overlord scout was absurd.
My good sir.
Yeah.
Do you think that Kier knows Scarlett's scouting pattern? He might actually
It's
know.
possible.
He might
well,
actually
the thing
know.
is, here's the thing. He's on Jin Air, right?
Uh-huh.
So there is a possibility that he knows, because it's hard to keep track of players when you're on your own, like everything about every player, because you just don't have enough time. But I mean,
yeah,
they have a coach
there's
and
enough
stuff.
Information
There's
to know
it
where
is possible if you watch. Thing is, Scarlett plays enough tournaments.
Oh, this is so big. Yeah. Okay, she knows it's a 2-Rax, so she's paying attention. She should. She's not bad. Oh wait, it's 2-Rax Reaper.
Yeah. Well, if it's, I was gonna say the SCV going back is really weird, because you would use that for bunkers and stuff.
Can you tell that it's 2-Rax Reaper already? Does she even know? Like, has she been paying attention? It's so hard to tell. Okay, 4 lanes, 2 queens. I actually think 2-Rax Reaper's worse than bunkers, marines, and a factory.
Well, we've seen some of this really crazy Reaper play lately. Let's see like what the transition is here, like more Reapers or what. Wow,
her control is so good right now. Spore there. Yeah. Spore there.
Oh!
If she would have spored there, she would have saved both drones.
2 dead.
3.
3 dead.
It's okay to lose some drones here. This is very committed from Cure. 3 drones on the way. I don't know if I like losing drones to build more drones, though. Okay. She has to build the drones, though, because if she doesn't, she will get run over eventually. This is a very technical defense.
Yeah, factory behind it, by the way.
I like it. I also like just like 5 Rexes. 5 Rex Reaper off of like 2
Oh yeah,
CC.
the 5-Rex is kind of neat right now.
Factory is interesting. Do you remember? Okay, wait. Do you remember when people would go Proxy Reaper, Rex Reaper?
Yeah.
I think it was Beyond, and then you get Medivacs eventually.
Yeah, yeah. And you get like +1 on the Reapers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then other people try to do it and they couldn't.
Oh, that transfuse was so close. Look at the energy on that queen. That was like split second. She was about to lose a queen there. I think she might just die though.
God, yeah, it's starting to feel like it.
And the Reapers are still being produced 2 by 2. I'm gonna feel a little bit robbed of. I'm gonna feel robbed if the series ends like this.
Yeah.
Not alone Scarlett, but me. Wanted to see a 2-hour game.
Because this is all about you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see. 10 Lings,
Third
couple
CC,
drones.
or rather first CC on the way.
Okay, he's giving up. So
over.
at least she's not dying.
That was painful though. Look at
Yeah.
her drone count, lower than the SCV count right now.
Yes.
It's no fun.
The thing is with Scarlett, if you give her time to breathe, then she can get into a defensive posture. She could drag the game out to a point where she's no longer behind.
Yeah, yeah.
The question is Kier gonna let her, you know, establish that foothold?
What's his real follow-up here, right?
There's lots of options.
He's got 2 barracks way the hell out on the map.
It could be. Does he have a tech lab?
No.
Okay. Then there's not very many options. Okay, I think Hellion Reaper attack is going to be so strong here, though. Like, if wait for 4 Hellions, she needs more queens.
How many queens does she have? 4 right now?
4 is certainly not enough if she has 4. 1 on the production, maybe 5. Maybe 5 queens can hold this with Lings. Also, if he doesn't wait for the other 2 Hellions, then like 4 Hellions versus 2 Hellions is such a big difference with Lings.
Yeah. Yeah, she did just have that 5th queen finish.
Is that creep 2 we're going to finish? Is it going to finish?
Oh, no.
No. That's a big finish, too.
Oh my god.
This is a really well played out game from Kier.
Yeah.
Like, he clearly has practiced this.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen this variant. Like,
I haven't either. Oh, the Link's coming from the side. He wasn't expecting that, I don't think. Really nice control,
yeah,
though.
microed perfectly against it, it seems.
Yeah. I think he... Okay, losing one
Kind
of
of
the
a bad
Hellions.
grenade there.
Yeah. The problem is these can jump in the main at some point. I don't know.
The Hellion can't, though.
Thanks, Sartosis. You're right. Whilst, that was a great observation. Okay.
Thanks.
All right, this trade's starting to go really poorly. All the queens survive. I don't know where the Hellions are, but only 3 Reapers get out. She might. Okay, that's a lot of Hellions. Oh, please don't lose all your Links here. Okay.
Some roaches on the way. A Cloaked and Banshee coming up.
Yeah. Kier's really, like we said, he's not giving her time to come back. He's putting on the pressure constantly. This is what you should be doing if you're in Kier's position. 38 workers to 34. He's not giving her time to drone. He's not giving her time to tech. He's not giving her time to breathe. What do you think, Artosis?
Well, I think that here's the thing. Like, if this was a Protoss player that she was against, and this was a year ago, I'd say that she's dead. The series is over, right? Because her mentality would be destroyed from this. But yeah, no, I don't feel like she's going to die at this point. I mean, as long as she blocks these Banshees reasonably well, this coming up here, I just want to know if we're going to see mech from Kier, because if we see mech, almost certainly it'll turn into that super long game that she's quite good at, right?
I think it's actually best case scenario for Scarlett if it's mech.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying.
It gives her that breathing room we were talking about earlier. Look at this.
And it's mech.
Okay, so she can actually play this out. If it's Bio, guys, the reason why we're talking about this is Bio has like this really strong timing attacks against Zerg where you hit with upgrades, you hit with tanks, you hit before like Hydras or Spire, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like all these options and windows where you can hit a really strong Bio timing. But mech has none of those windows. Their window is basically like max pushes.
Yeah.
And stuff like that where it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Sure, if you're ahead and you go for that mech push, it's going to be strong, don't get me wrong. But it'll give Scarlett time to react and
You
actually
can
get a foothold here.
You can get real greedy against mech.
Yeah.
There's a lot more wiggle room. You know, you and I have been talking about this, that, you know, maybe when you actually get damage done, just don't go mech. Just go into a bio timing.
Yeah.
Have something like that set up in case of damage.
The only thing is if you go bio, you lose a lot of that pushing that he was doing earlier. But I think it's worth it. You can set up a good timing attack. There's a lot of Hellions. We see rotors for Banshees.
Yeah.
I like that play.
That's
Especially considering we see roaches.
Pretty popular with the mech builds.
Yeah, it gives you some mobility while building up your strong army.
Yeah. Gives you a lot of safety. The
The thing
damage
is, those
output's
2
great.
Raxes feel really weird, but I guess who cares?
Those things are great at building add-ons, though.
He's got 2 floating buildings too that he could use for like sightseeing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and building add-ons. You're right. They're like
Add-ons
they're little add-on factories.
Yeah.
Never thought of it that way.
Also called barracks.
Add-on factories or barracks? Yeah.
Generally, they should be. Or a factory if you're not making any mech units.
You're right.
All right, so just kind of adding on all the tech right now, getting some upgrades. The 2 armories did finish, so we'll see that from here coming up.
What are your thoughts on the fact that this game is going this route? Like, I know that's a very general like question to ask.
Well,
but like, I think there's some thought behind like the game playing out this way, where like we saw like a Proxy Rax Reaper Hellion thing, and now it's going into mech.
Yeah.
Scarlett's kind of just like.
I think that Kier came overall with a really great plan.
Uh-huh.
But isn't he playing into things that Scarlett is strong at?
Now, right?
Now,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Like the openings seemed to be very, very good. I liked it. I think he did a great job there. Oh my God, he's gonna get it.
She actually saves the drone.
God.
He built it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But,
agree 100% with what you're saying right now.
Yeah, so I feel like he's letting a game that he had an advantage in go into this. The thing is, it's a full plan what he has, and it's really strong, and it seems like it would be something that's good against Zerg in general and Kier is good at in general. But if you're really trying to play against the player, I feel like after this you're going into Bio more likely. Not that she's not good against Bio, but like she's very prepared for a position like this.
Yeah, she's in a great spot now. Like somehow, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, everything seems fine at this
Well,
point.
especially once we get this stuff going on with the night, because it gets even harder for Kier to actually move out and do stuff once stuff like this happens. Like, look, you have to lift the CC. Like, there's just so much time being bought for Scarlett that shouldn't even be possible. Oh my God, no. Okay.
That would be huge. That would be so big.
Yeah. If she
What
actually
a
went for
snipe
it-
that would be with your first set of locusts coming out.
If she went for that first, she would have gotten it, I think.
Yeah.
But she didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
Very interesting. We got a Hive on the way. Oh, melee. What do you think melee's for?
Well, I think that it's a better upgrade right now than getting the Carapace. You don't really need the Carapace here against mech, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So
I mean, I just think, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, it works for Bridlings, I guess. I don't know. It's just Zerglings in general. Let's not forget that style that we saw from Serral.
Look at this.
Late game.
Look at this. She's bringing her army to defend a Nidus.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, the only thing is the army doesn't actually shoot up, so she can't defend the Nidus, but it's fine.
Good try, though. I like the attempts at these Niduses.
Ooh, that's a nice Nidus spot. Is that patrolling? Is that army patrolling?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was a good scan.
Yeah.
He's not moving at it.
Oh, no, get back in.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait,
that's
she
fine.
might actually be able to get an upgrade here. She might be able to get it.
Ooh, but I think one
the
just
transform.
finished. Yeah.
Okay, she's getting an upgrade. Oh, never mind. She's not focusing. Whatever.
That one.
She might still get it.
It's still value. It's still value.
She might still get it.
What?
Did you say no?
Damn. Locusts do more damage than I remember.
Oh.
Ooh.
What? File's actually hitting Rotor Banshees. So we're... Okay. Let's think about how this game develops now, right? Terran is going to be trying to get to a max, and the Zerg is trying to get to a late game army that can deal with a max. I feel like Kier's actually in a pretty bad spot right now.
Yeah, no, I kind of like where Scarlett's at. Here's the question. What type of game are we going to see out of Kier's late game mech, right? Because we have seen a huge variety of how to play against late game Broodlord from mech players. We've seen everything from adding in ghosts in the late game from someone like TY to just trying to mass Thor Viking and try to just barrel it over. We've seen mass Cyclone, which was really weird.
It seems weird that he's adding on Cyclones even now.
Yeah.
It makes me think he wants to go for a timing, but I think Scarlett is pretty will shut that down pretty easily. The way I think, if I'm Kier and I'm you know, infinitely good, because obviously I would not win, I would have to play this long game, right?
What unit comp would you be kind of aiming towards? Because you know that she's going to go into Broods eventually.
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, I don't even know. It's a
Well,
hard question to answer.
I don't think that it's been fully answered because we don't see that many games that
don't think
look
it's
like
Thor's.
this.
That's what we're seeing right
Well,
now.
we've seen it like work before, but in really weird. Like remember Keen versus Scarlett actually on this map where it was like they both threw armies away like 3 times in a row. You remember this?
Are you sure that wasn't Maru?
I thought it was Keen's mech, but I mean I
Might
could
have
be
been.
off.
I don't know. It's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games, man. It's hard to remember.
Oh. He started +3.
That's how confident he was.
This is going to be a really interesting game to develop because it's so far Scarlett. The funny thing is when we were talking earlier, it all happened. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff we were saying, all happened.
Yeah.
Like giving her any moment, then she goes into the late game and she's playing her game now.
Yeah.
As soon as you give her any time to breathe. And now I don't know how you play this out if you're Kier.
Yeah, it is kind of in his ballpark because we know what Scarlett wants to do.
It feels
right?
like we had step 1, you know, do the Reaper. Step 2, you know, Hellion Reaper harass.
Yeah.
Step 3 was
Banshee.
And then step 4 was question mark.
Well, step 4 was max out of mech.
Which,
right?
Feels like a question mark to me because that's what she wants to, right?
Yeah, well, stylistically, but I mean, against many Zergs, this will do all right.
Scarlett doesn't mind losing any.
Like, for instance, even against someone like Dark, I think that this would be an okay choice. You know what I mean? Wow.
Every Banshee.
Yeah, every Banshee.
I think they're really excited there. Yeah, this feels really good. Look at this. Might actually get an upgrade. Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow. Powers that right down. Might be time to rebuild that armory, I swear.
So at this point, I don't think either player can attack. Like, the fully committed army, rather.
Yeah.
Scarlett definitely does not want to. I think Kier would probably be the most likely to do it, but at the same time, it would be really bad for him.
So, since the Speed Banshees died, like, there's very few harassment options. First off, I love this medium amount of Swarm Hosts that we're seeing. Get him back in there! But yeah, I love the medium amount of Swarm Hosts that we're seeing and the harassment that continues. Like, I feel like they're being pretty worthwhile. Even this group of Ravagers, I don't hate. It kind of slows things. But what I want to see right now is Scarlett throwing Niduses into the bases all the time.
Look at this timing, by the way, with the Broodlords. Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Look at that, Artosis.
Well, I think, you know, we talked a lot about this, like when Cyril did something that was very Nidus-based instead of Broodlord-based.
Yeah.
I think that this is a great play. Especially,
and
we've already
how do
gotten some melee attacks. Put Ling Bane out this even.
Oh, I don't know
well,
about this one.
About that one.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, that's
this is real awkward. Oh, she brewed them.
Yeah.
What year is this?
This is so funny. What am I looking at? Shut them out.
Yeah, you don't need to burrow those anymore, but I guess what do you even do?
Yeah, kind of a funny that some used up Swarm Host came out of this, but okay. But no, I want to see these consistent Niduses going up, right?
Look at that. She's focusing the starport. Look at that.
Nice.
Actually gets it, too. Starport, picking off the starport is so good because she's going Broodlords. Where do you think you're going?
She's killing
for?
right now.
Yeah, she's doing a
it.
really good job.
Yeah.
I can't believe this game started the way it did.
Yeah.
I almost wish Kier would have just gone 5 Rax Reaper. Because I think that's one way you could really capitalize on those Reapers doing damage at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
it's like Snowball, right?
Like 5 Rax Reaper, we have seen like Thermal using that in the, you know, we went over those, and
yeah,
that was like very powerful. But like this was a very different build from that.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is, it did well, so I'm fine with what the opening was totally.
Okay, here's another question for you. Do you think that Kier goes into the series thinking it's possible that he loses this game with the Reaper thing, and that's just like acceptable, and then like maybe has like some more stuff planned for the other maps? Remember we were talking about throwing away games sometimes and like throwaway strategies. Like
but
maybe
he was in a
maybe
lead.
for example
he was in a lead.
Yeah, maybe for example he's not comfortable in King's Cove, so he kind of wants to get that win and then play his map next, right?
Okay, but
I assume
do we have
Scarlett
Thunder in here? Is Thunder one of our 3?
Sure.
Because it's going to be a similar story, I think, right?
Yeah, that's true. I just think that Scarlett probably picked King's Cove first, right?
I would imagine.
Okay, this is starting to get really scary. Nice blinding clouds there. I don't see any way.
I need more empty Swarm Hosts going through Niduses.
Actually, did those blinding clouds miss both Thors?
I didn't see.
Oh, look at this! Look at this tank triangle.
Ouch.
Oh, I guess we're
let that one finish.
Yeah. Okay,
I
look
hope
at
it kills the hatch. Oh, damn.
The game is not over by any means yet, but certainly going in Scarlett's favor as the game goes on.
Yeah,
6
like
more
Kyr's continuing to expand, which is really nice.
It actually looks better than I thought it was, though. For a bit there, I thought Kyr just kind of gave away his army.
What do you think about the remaking of Ravagers?
I like it. I think it's fine.
It's
like Ravager Ling is pretty good against Thors.
Yeah.
So Ravager Ling Vayne.
If you use them very well and actively, I really do like the.
Also, like, would you prefer, like, if you have roaches already, like, you definitely don't want roaches.
Oh yeah.
And here comes I think a big Neural here. Neural's quite important.
Even a fungal plus
yeah.
bile. I mean, that's fantastic.
Probably gonna see something.
Oh, awesome blinding clouds. Look at these Thors.
Oh, look at that.
These Thors are so garbage versus that blinding cloud.
Oh, this is still scary though. There's not enough support here, I think. She needs like Lings or something.
Yeah, the banks are not big, despite this being such a late game right now.
We're gonna get like.
There's so much brawling going on. Look how many Thors are still left over.
This is interesting. You just go for it with Thors.
Yeah, again, we saw this like one time on this map, and I thought it was key.
If her army was lower tech, she actually would have crushed this, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, GG.
Wow, what a weird game.
That was
We're having amazingly, awesomely weird games today.
Yeah, that's such a weird game to call. Like I said, if her army was actually lower tech, she would have won. Her army was too high tech for that army composition. Like, the Broodlords were basically useless. Blinding Clouds were fine, but there were actually just so many Thors. Ravagers weren't great support because she didn't have enough of them. So if she had skipped Broodlords and had more army, like just more mass, like imagine that's.
But that's how you force the Thors at that point, right?
Build
Because if
3
you're not
Broodlords
doing that,
not 6.
like earlier on, Kyr had 10 siege tanks, you know?
Yeah.
And then like you use the Broodlords to clear that, and then you sell the Broodlords, and he makes the Thors to counter, and it's, you know, there's this cycle going on of switching up your units as well.
Oh, we do see Thunderbird as set 3, by the way.
Oh, that was actually his choice.
Okay, so I guess he had that strategy planned on Kings.
Yeah, and Thunderbird is 3rd, so.
Acropolis. Huh.
All right, let's go to map 2. I mean, I'm ready for it. We're having some great games tonight. Go.
Fight.
Go. This is where you go 3 Rax Reaper.
Gotta do the 5.
Jin Air Green Wings, Cure.
This isn't the right map for it anyways.
Yeah. Currently on the ropes, our Canadian Zerg player.
Newbie, Scarlett.
Yeah, hard day for Scarlett so far. I mean, it's definitely a tough group.
If I'm Scarlett though, and after last game, I feel like I'm in a great spot though. Like, it does feel bad to be on the ropes, but at the same time, that game, she was in such a bad spot multiple times.
Yeah.
It felt like a bit of an advantage was squandered, possibly because of the aggression. Like, her Broodlord's quite offensive. She does this actually quite a bit.
Yes.
Remember we did Maru Scarlett?
Yeah.
She did the same thing with her Broodlords, and then she flipped the switch and was like, you know what, I'm never moving out with my Broodlords ever again. And we had a 2-hour game.
Yeah.
I don't see why she had to be so aggressive with her army. What do you think?
Yeah, this is exactly what we saw, and forgive me if I'm wrong on this Scarlett versus Keen thing, but on that map, I believe you and I went over it actually, where it was exactly the same thing, where it seemed like she was way ahead, she kept attacking with Broodlords, eventually got cleaned up, and then like a Thor Cyclone counter eventually killed. But there was like 3 army wastes back and forth in low banks, very similar to that, and then eventually, you know, the mech player overwhelmed with the rally up.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's like, I think that she gets into positions where she thinks she can finish.
Yeah.
And
she goes for it.
It's not as true. Like, it's hard to know when you can finish someone. And it's funny because we talked about how with that advantage, maybe he should have gone bio and gone for a finish. Oh, I think it's hard to finish his Zerg though too.
You know how annoying that would have been if the Reaper actually got on top of that?
Very annoying?
Yes. That's the right answer. Artosis, thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, you're welcome. Your question was really good, so I could give you a really good answer.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. I'm wondering. Okay, she's not mining at all. Do you know the difference? Oh, never mind. I was gonna ask you. Do you know the difference between like one guy on gas versus like none?
At four gas per trip.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna answer really dumb, so I didn't want to ask it. I meant for like implications for the long term, but.
What is the implications for long term?
Well, implications we're gonna make a ton of queens. That's for sure. That's about it. That's the only implication there is. Just a ton of queens. Slower lair, obviously. Generally means you're
things that cost gas you can't make yet.
Yeah, that's true. You build a lot more drones.
Yeah.
Build a lot more queens. Probably not going to do any all-ins.
Probably not.
Yeah. Would make any sense. You'd have to
pretty
be
hard to make that work.
Walk queens across the map or something.
Take a while.
You're only all-in.
Got to spread that creep over there. It'll be quicker. Ooh!
Wow. Battle cruisers.
Yeah.
Excited? Actually, I think this is great for Scarlett. Opening up.
Well, I'm just excited to see him again because it went from completely broken and no one ever doing it again. What's the last battlecruiser game that we saw? Was it Cyril versus Special?
I don't think. Well, we haven't had a chance to see it in GSL in a long time. So yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the last one. So
if we don't count challengers, because I don't know if challengers we had it.
There's a possibility, but like
I don't watch the challengers. Do we see it at Home Story?
I didn't see any games.
There's so many games in Home Story. I imagine somebody did battlecruiser
Well,
at Home Story.
I mean, TY and Cyril played quite a few games.
TY.
I don't know if there was actually battlecruisers in it. I didn't see all of them.
All right, we got a lair. I always found that the easiest way to tell someone's going battlecruisers is by their Hellion play. Because when you play with Hellions and battlecruisers, you can't lose them.
Yeah.
You lose your Hellions and you blink your battlecruiser across the map, you're just asking to lose the game. Like, you have literally nothing. He's being a little bit more aggressive even than most battlecruiser players do with their Hellions. But, yeah.
Is there not something about the wall that can give it away too?
He's getting Yamato.
Yeah, means more than one BC.
Yeah. I wonder.
You know the difference between Yamato and no Yamato, no regret?
I do. He's
Cool.
building more than one BC. You trying to mimic me by asking questions?
It's a sincerest form of flattery.
Mirroring?
Huh?
Mirroring?
Yeah.
Copying? Yeah.
Imitation.
Imitation. All right, so I'm curious. How many battlecruisers? So there's a couple ways we do this. We do this like one battlecruiser, two battlecruiser, and then play normal, or it's like battlecruiser, 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 like the whole game.
Well,
right?
I think it's going to be pretty steady battlecruiser.
This is so far a perfect response from Scarlett.
Yeah.
You don't want to commit too many queens here because then you have to deal with the Hellions and other stuff. Maybe these queens could have backed up a bit faster.
Not perfect fighting, but more queens come up. It's all right.
Yeah. That Overlord is dead. One more battlecruiser. I'm so curious to see if this is like two battlecruisers and stop, or if this is like constant battlecruiser production.
I think it's going to be kind of like Juan was playing
Yeah,
a while
that's
back.
how Juan plays, right? With constant BC production.
Yeah, they're really, really constant. Because see the second fact? Yeah, this is going to be like BC all game, I think. Like defensive mech units, then just like lots of BCs. I actually really like that style.
2 drones. This is looking kind of scary. Oh, no. Okay, she's stacking them up. 10 drones go down. This is more drones than any battlecruiser. But the thing is, you have to respect the battlecruiser, so you can't have all your queens down here.
Yeah. Any other battlecruiser comes out?
10 drones, 65 to 55. She's not in a terrible spot still, but it doesn't feel good.
Well, she's okay for now.
It's the 3rd battlecruiser.
Spire coming up.
She should be able to tell what this is, though. Like, scouting that starport's still in a tech lab, and there's 2 battlecruisers already out. She should know what this is.
Yeah, especially as the Yamato hits, I think.
Not like you're like, I'm going to build a Banshee now or something like that, right? It has to be a battlecruiser.
Yeah, even a Raven right now I think would feel a little bit weird.
Yeah. I find it really interesting that he didn't bring that BC home to repair it.
Yeah, I thought he would because it just sat there for a very long time.
I wonder if we see Yamato and then teleport now.
Yeah, I think so.
Or we don't. Okay, there it is. Maybe no teleport. Feels so bad.
Teleport eventually here. All right, Speedbane's ready here for these Hellbats.
This is great, by the way. Bane's. Oh! Look at all these queens.
Yeah. Jump out of there pretty quick.
quick.
She's so good. This stuff is really, really good, guys. Like, imagine no counter damage whatsoever, and she's on the back foot constantly. It's so much worse than being able to do some counter, something that catches your opponent's attention, something that forces your opponent to respond while you kind of get some breathing room.
Yeah, but I would say that Cure, like, he's not finding as much damage as he's used to, I think, with this. Yeah, what are those mutas all about?
Why?
I kind of like it.
Why? I hate it.
Why? Why do you hate this?
Mutas are so bad.
They aren't for fighting the BCs.
Oh, they're terrible fighting BCs.
Yeah. So I think that what you're doing here is you're just flying in the main base and dealing damage. Yeah, no, you just harass with these and then defend with Queen. I like it a lot.
There's no Engineering Bay, too. And Ling Bay and Muta is actually not bad against Cyclone Hellion. It's not ideal.
So you're a Rainer guy, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. That's how it should be played. The problem is that Muta is like, they have to hit this window where they're useful, and like if they don't hit it, they become really bad. Another thing too, though, is no Engineering Bay.
No, I like the mutas.
No, there is.
Stay away from the BCs, but just some harassment with these mutas right now.
You can put a BC in each mineral line.
Yeah, but the BC won't. You can like really wreck the SCVs then.
Yes.
You could just suicide the mutas at that point.
Well, you can't do that.
No, I mean, if he's just sitting there trying to defend
Suiciding
with one
14
BC in each.
There goes 4 mutas.
So funny.
Yep. 400 gas, 400 minerals down, right there. So maybe Muta's not the best, but I like the idea. I just find
you didn't like the idea.
No,
you didn't like
you're right.
it
I
at
don't
all.
like the idea either.
Don't you sugarcoat
I can
this.
see why you would do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea. It hasn't done anything yet, but I like this idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Roach Warren on the way. Maybe getting a little bit nervous about what's occurring here. Definitely going to see more low-tech units this game.
I wonder how these BCs play out. I feel like they haven't been as aggressive as they could be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess the mutas are forcing them to be home a little bit. Like this
would be a good time to jump across the map, I think.
No, you can't blink across the map.
Yeah,
That's
you
for
can.
sure.
Because the mutas can't actually fight them, right? And you know because these mutas, there's no neural or anything yet. Defensive jump. Okay, look at this move. This is nice until the Thor. Ooh.
Yeah,
and
is
the
really
other
nice.
Thor. Oh.
Amazing flick.
Oh.
You're right, Artos.
I liked it at first until the Thors. It was good. It was good until the Thors.
You're right, Artos.
If the Thors weren't standing there, that was really good.
Okay,
you take those Thors out, all the SCVs are dead.
This is what a good move looks like. Okay. See that? That's a good move.
Looks good.
How do you like it?
Okay, here they come again.
Yeah.
Hey, the mutas have been a little bit underwhelmed.
Definitely.
I'll give you that.
Oh! Okay. That's really, really, really,
This
really
is
bad.
how you lure Cure to attack you.
You think?
Yeah.
What if she did it on purpose?
You lose all the units to make Cure attack you.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, you can drop mules.
Just drop mules onto the banelings. 25 workers went down. 77 to 63. I mean, she's in a great spot economically. The problem too with mutas is they're not a backbone unit, right?
Yeah.
If Cure ever gets the courage to push out across the map, the mutas are really useless. You have to trade them before
they can't engage
then.
anything. Like, yeah, you're trying to keep them home with these.
I wish that those infestors still existed.
Yeah, me too. Especially with Neural about to finish up. 3
Yeah.
Neurals is very much better than no infestors at all.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be a really hard push to defend. Not
Yeah.
impossible, but
Well,
really
the BCs are an issue here, a real issue.
Yeah, and all those
with 3
mutas,
Neurals,
are those
this would be
mutas in
so
the
much
top
better.
right right now doing literally nothing? I think they are.
I believe so.
If she had those Neurals, it's possible.
Oh my god.
I don't know about this one. Mutas are not doing anything.
Yeah,
Okay, they're
pathogen
there.
glands wasn't done, so like Neural is a long way off right now, I think.
That's a dead base. Okay, this is
I mean,
nice.
good banding harass.
I can't believe Cure actually splits.
Oh, Neurals aren't ready. Never mind. Nice.
If she had a better base army, she could have dealt with this, I think.
Yeah.
But her base army was just so bad.
It was pretty weak there.
Alright,
BC's
this is
just
gonna
clean
be
up.
it.
Yeah.
Scarlett, yeah, there's no way Scarlett can actually clear this up, I think, anymore. 2 Thors, 4 Hellions, 4 battle cruisers. I really liked Kier's strategy the entire game. Constant battle cruiser production. It was basically sound. I think there's no point in this game where I felt Kier made a mistake with his army composition.
Compositionally, I think it was like really, really well done. I think he could have been caught off guard by the mutas a little bit more, but it didn't turn out that way. Yeah, Scarlett can't quite clear. The BCs are just adding way too much to this right now. 10 Corruptors on the way. Obviously, they're just going to jump out when the Corruptors come.
I mean, yeah, even if Scarlett can muster up an army to deal with this right now, the game is already.
She's still got like an okay drone count.
The problem is that the next wave.
Wait, did these jump 2 here? Okay, yeah. He messed up on not jumping.
Oh, one's gonna die. Never mind.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
That was like a split second. Now these are gonna
That thing couldn't be less health.
170 supply to 100. Scarlett has no money anymore. Smaller economy, a smaller army, and a worse army at that.
God. These units still left alive. I think this is just about the end, unfortunately, for Scarlett this season.
Yeah. We should see the GG any second now. Any minute now.
Yeah, there it is.
GG.
All right. So Scarlett will fall out in the round of 32 this season, unfortunately for her.
Yeah, hard loss.
Yeah.
I mean, both of her series had really hard and unfortunate circumstances, it felt.
Well, you know what? Kier is playing very well, though. Okay,
Yeah.
he played very well against Stats, and he just 2-0'd Scarlett. Even going to these very late game positions that she's quite good in, especially in that first game. But, I mean, he did get that early damage in the first game. You know, I feel like if they replay the series, it would look entirely differently, too.
Yeah, I feel like we did that with anybody in this group
today,
so far. Like, if these were all best of 5s,
yeah.
What a treat it would be.
It would. Okay, quick commercial break. When we come back, the final match of the night.
Steady on the blade, but our hearts are getting tired. Can't see it through the flames or the ringing in our ears. We're losing all the reasons for our hate. Have we gone too far to find escape? Lay your weapons down. Lay your weapons down. Lay your weapons down. Don't need to do this. Can't make it through this. Lay your weapons down. We can't fight anymore. We can't fight anymore. Battle's never won, the fight is never over. Not until the sun is torn out from the sky. War is just a drug that's made for fools. Sifting through the ruins we both lose. Lay your weapons down. Lay your weapons down. Don't need to do this. Can't make it through this. Lay your weapons down. We can't fight anymore. We can't fight anymore. Lay your weapons down. Lay your weapons down. Don't need to do this. Can't make it through this. Lay your weapons down. We can't fight anymore. No, no, no. We can't fight anymore.
역사의 한 패를 장식한
어떤 카드를 던질까에 대해서 머릿속으로 진짜 고민이 많아질 수밖에 없는 상황이
제일 차면 주고자 골든 트로피의 주인공이 됩니다. 연전 연승 달리고 있는 매치에서는 지지 않는 포스를 뽐내고 있는데 이 경기도 진짜 이걸 잡아요. GSL
에브리바디 째째
이미 서른 딜리스트를 입겠어.
바라봐야 될 태양 걔 어떻게든 살아나라. 포기하지 말자.
Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Code S Reversal.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to GSL Code S Group C. Unfortunately, we are down one player.
Yes, Scarlett has fallen out of the group, not winning a map tonight, unfortunately. But really, it's a tough group. These players are playing superbly.
I think if you look at the Wikipedia results after, it doesn't explain anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, these games have been so incredibly crazy.
Yeah.
And we could have had totally different results, which we have not, but it's so hard to just look at the results and see, okay, she went 0-4, you know?
Yeah. It really doesn't do justice to what we've seen here today.
Honestly, this is one of the most incredible GSL groups I've ever seen so far.
As far as the quality and diversity of games, absolutely.
And strategies, yeah, it's been incredible.
Yeah.
But we're going to go into our game here against Hurricane on Kings Cove.
Top left, our Jin Air Green Wings Terran of the day.
Jin Air Green Wings, cure
of the day.
That's right. Maru will be playing another day. In the bottom right, looking for his third strong GSL in a row.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
I thought you were going to say our Brave Stars player of the day.
He will be our only Brave Stars player, is my guess.
Maybe.
They probably need 2 Koreans to play in the league, so.
I was surprised how long it took Hurricane to get picked up by a team. Because I think he was teamless during the round of 4 in GSL.
Oh, God.
Like, how do you not pick that player up if you're a team?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Especially with how many teams there are from China right now grabbing everyone up.
Literally everybody has a team, except for very few people.
Yeah.
Most people have a team. So far, pretty standard. Nothing crazy, right?
Yeah, everything looks normal. I don't expect it to stay
What do you think
that
about
way.
Kings Cove as a TVP map?
Long games.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to kill your opponent on this map.
It's nice for Terran, too, that they get to scout a bit better on this map.
Yeah, that's true.
That also kind of plays into the longer game, too, right? Because you can't really have a trick up your sleeve if the Reaper can come in and scout it whenever, right?
Yeah. And, just the defendability of 3 bases on the map in general.
What is that pylon? Actually, that might just be a pylon. But like, oh, look, I don't have a natural pylon. If you're not really
he's gonna check
diligent about it.
That way
Think
he just,
so?
well, he jutted down to the bottom left corner. Did he really not see that?
So do you think he thinks it's a proxy now? He
does. He does.
Wow, that is cool.
That's funny.
Nobody builds a pylon there. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, so it's like a very weird location. Like, I guess it's not a terrible place because later on medevacs sometimes slide back there, but
I mean,
it doesn't give you that much
help you in
surface
any way.
area.
But the thing is now, Kier's Reaper doesn't just go across the map.
Yeah,
he thinks it's a proxy.
And look at that, he's getting his bunker up, maybe because of that.
Well,
of course, you and I have no idea why people make bunkers, but I could guess that if you think there's a proxy, there might be a reason to make a bunker.
If there was a third Nexus going down, I bet that bunker still goes down.
Yeah. Could just be a part of build orders right now, too.
Yeah, they're just like, throw away those 100 minerals.
People are cheesing too much. It's only 25 long term, right?
Yeah. All right. So Reaper's finally given up on the proxy dream. I guess he knows it's not a proxy.
Well. Yeah.
Oh!
Oh my god.
That was very
Now he sees where it is.
slippery, yeah.
He scouted the proxy pylon. It's in the main base.
That pesky proxy, okay.
Yeah, now the Reaper finally goes down. That looks like probably a Widow Mine drop coming up once again. That's very standard for Kier, as we've seen.
Yeah. I have to imagine we'd never see a TVP like Stats versus Hurricane or Stats versus Kier. Like,
that was such a wild game.
I don't see how it's possible to recreate that if we tried.
Yeah. By the way, what do you think of Hurricane's build here?
I think it's... Wait, he just canceled the Oracle?
No, he has the Oracle.
No, but he had a second one queued up, and now he's just building a Phoenix.
Oh, I didn't notice he had one queued up, but...
I was going to say, if you go 3 Oracle, I guess you can do something. But 1 Oracle...
I think his build is magnificent. I think that this is amazing. He's already seen Kier play a bunch of games. He knows that it's like mine drop into the 3 racks, pretty standard stuff, right?
Right.
So he went Gate, Oracle, 3rd. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he is going to be fully saturated and really hitting his macro before Kier can move out.
Plus, he opened Phoenix after Oracle, so you can just follow the medevac.
Yeah.
If it's a...
So all he has to do is watch for that drop coming in, and he's golden. Like, I think that this is a really strong opener.
I like it. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Because you can actually do... If you want to, you could do a Gateway Explosion with Twilight.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely. You don't need a robo here.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome.
Oh, the Phoenix, or the Viking right-clicked. That's a dead Viking now. Nope. Pick it up. Pick it up. That would be so sick. Picks it up and
send
then
the
drops.
stalkers out.
Yeah.
Following it though. You're not flying home, bro. You gotta bring the Oracle to kill it. Nothing like an Oracle killing a Viking, right?
And then he lifts it.
The tables have turned.
An Oracle killing a Viking, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, look at
here it
these.
comes.
Yeah, here it comes.
I think you let him use the energy.
I think you lift it up just because.
No, you want more energy, go away.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta lift it up just.
Every little thing, no regret. Every little thing.
I think if he was paying attention, he would have done it. Just for style.
Sure. Okay, so Blink on the way. Yeah, this is such a strong build order. Like, just beautiful right now
Blink.
from Hurricane.
I don't know if I like Blink.
Oh, I love Blink here.
You like Blink?
Yes, absolutely. You're sitting on top of a ramp. If you go charge, there's actually some micro potential. You're charging down ramps, maybe there's mines.
Look
you
at
just
this,
have a bunch
by
of
the way.
stalkers. It's amazing. Yeah,
How
this
does this happen? 5
was
SCVs
silly.
died?
And it would have been
just
more.
feel like,
it would have been 6 if he had lifted the Viking.
You're right.
Oh
You're
my
just-
God.
You're just so smart.
He just saved an SCV by not
This
doing
is kind of
the
scary,
sidelines.
right? Oh, his army's way out of position.
Yeah, that's the only reason it's scary, though.
Does he have stim already? No, he doesn't. What a madman. He just walks in here without stim.
Wow.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
He's not going to see it either.
No.
Uh,
Okay.
15
Here,
workers
you're
go down.
amazing. What can I say?
Kier's going to lose his entire army here, but it doesn't matter. He can even focus down probes. He's going to get a couple sentries. VU trades this out with anything. Like, it's great.
I can't even believe what I'm seeing here. This is all because Hurricane's out of position. If he has anything over there, right?
Why is he so out of position?
Well, he had everything standing at the third base. Everything.
Yeah, no, I'm asking why.
Yeah, no, I don't know, because if he had his army split at all
A
there,
little bit, because then it buys time either way. You tag
Yeah.
the third, you pull the other half over. You
Yeah,
tax
yeah.
the net, you pull the other half over.
and imagine if he had a sentry over there. Nothing happens to him.
I don't know. if he
And
can
now
win
I'm looking at this. Kier's going to just take this, man.
He's just going to take it with this, honestly. Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Another Widow Mine coming in? Oh
What,
my
what if
gosh.
he, oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, what if he catches transfer? That was a fast response, but honestly, this trading is so efficient here. Probably could have even saved that mine if he wanted to. At this point, Kier is just dancing on Hurricane. And
Dancing
it felt
on
like
his grave.
Yeah, it felt like Hurricane had the strategic advantage, and then he just kind of threw it away.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, without any doubt, like, Hurricane had the advantage as far as, like, build orders go. He, like, really, he did a great job with that. Just that bio group walking up the ramp has destroyed everything.
Which should never
Without
happen.
stim.
It didn't
Without
have
stim.
stim.
He's just
right.
like, oh, here I
That
go.
might actually be why it was so strong, though. Perhaps Hurricane thought there's no way you attack me without stim. Running up. Okay. Whoa.
Good catch.
Yeah.
I still think that this is
The problem is if this trade is even in any way, this
Yeah.
is a favor of Kier heavily.
Well, this
Focusing
is
a pylon down.
Kier's doing a great
Oh,
job
he
with
did
that.
it
Are you
again.
kidding me? Is this his only strategy? So, what do you do in TVP? Oh, I attack naturals and drop mines in third, or walk mines into thirds.
And the other
I
person
want to see how
responds,
many
"You're a
probes have been
genius."
killed. I want to see.
Somehow it's 47 to 57 still. But
Chrono Boost is a good skill to have.
also, I don't think Kier builds very many SCVs with his
Doesn't
whatever
need 'em.
he's doing.
32 probes have
32.
died. Oh my god.
Yeah.
32 probes.
There's not much really to say anymore. Right? What can you do if
Wow.
you're a Hurricane in this position?
You rebuild those 32 probes.
Okay, wait. Is that a mine walking? Okay. There's a boost about to happen. There's no mines, right?
Oh, he didn't bring his mines this time.
Oh, that's a misplay.
Well, this is how you trick him, right? He thinks
Yeah.
that there's mines about to be there. There's not. Not this time.
Oh, he's gonna get an upgrade here. Yep, that's a dead upgrade. Can you even deal with this anymore?
No.
Okay.
This
he's
game
gonna
has
lose all
been
his
over
stuff.
for a bit.
Yeah. Look at the supply,
Should be
67 to 130. I would have honestly GG'd earlier once the mines went off in the third. I think that was the decisive end game. GG. Hurricane taps out at game number 1.
Well, you know what? Good on him. Hurricane was out of position, though. Like, the entire game comes down to him being out of position when that Bioforce walked into his natural.
Yeah,
He
I
had
think you're
all of his
kicking
army in his
yourself
third.
if you're Hurricane, because you have to know you're in a great spot with
Yeah.
the third, the Stargates, everything felt perfect.
His army is enough to stop that from coming up a ramp easily.
Yeah, you're coming up a ramp without stim. Like, you could have split that army in half.
You don't even come up. You see units there, you'd probably just turn around.
If it was like
oh,
4
no.
stalkers and 1 sentry there, you probably would have just split that army in half and the game would have ended. Because there's no stim
You would have been so far ahead at that point.
Yeah.
Like, so far ahead. But well done by Kier.
Yeah. I feel like that's not going to happen again. I hope.
Well, a very different map in Thunderbird. There's only one ramp for Hurricane to sit all his units at. So he's safe here.
You have a good point there, Artosis.
This is where Kier has to bring 2 SCVs.
Thunderbird.
He has to drop mules to get rid of those minerals on the side.
We haven't seen that yet.
Fight.
No.
That'd be
Eventually.
interesting. In the top left-hand corner, currently on his map pick, up 1-0.
Jin Air Green Wings. Cure.
And with objectively a blunder last game.
Brave Stars Gaming. Hurricane.
Yeah, it's tough. But I kind of want both of them in the round of 16. They're both playing really well tonight.
We should just give them both spots, honestly.
I want all
next
4 of the players in the round of 16 from this group.
Next group, we need to give 1 spot, I think.
I think that this is what should happen. We
Okay.
play the groups, and
Yep.
obviously if you win your group or you get 2nd place in your group, you played well. You're probably going to the round of 16, but what should really happen
Like a council,
is that,
maybe? A council meeting of like approval and disapproval?
yeah, like we sit here and talk about the games. I'm like,
What a good
you know what,
quality
group
of games?
Group D? I wasn't really digging any of those players. We're just going to advance the entirety of Group C. You guys all play great.
Yeah,
we
you know
want
what?
you all in the next round.
Let's do that. It's kind of like American Idol, but like StarCraft
A little bit.
edition.
A little bit.
Like instead of your result, it's more about how you got that result.
Yeah.
I wonder how different we would have, like how different our games would play out if that was like an actual criteria for a tournament.
You know what? It would be so, like, whoever was doing the judging would get so shit on. Because everyone would be like,
no
you
way to
had that
win."
Protoss advance over this Terran?
That would be the worst job ever. That would actually be worse than balancing StarCraft.
It would be pretty bad.
Yeah. Especially if it's an important tournament, like BlizzCon or something.
I would totally troll one season and have 8 Protoss advance. But guys, I don't know. They just played better than everyone.
Haas would advance every single time.
Oh, absolutely.
Haas would just be the champion.
Probably.
Yeah.
He'd probably just win it straight up. I wouldn't even be able to stop him. I'd be like, I don't know, guys.
Yeah. You look at Haas versus Cyril, and you're just like, well, Haas played a better series. Like, sure he lost, but Cyril,
Yeah.
you know. All right.
He almost had it.
TVP, again, this is a pretty standard opener.
Hidden Twilight, though.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it does.
I really don't think. I love the mind games, and I think they're great, but at the same time, they're not really intricate or, like, important in any way. It's
It's
just...
cool that it's set up. Occasionally it does something.
Oh. That's awkward. Is this worse for the Adept or the Reaper?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I ask myself when the Reaper walks by, I'm like, am I happy or sad if I'm the Terran player? Okay, now I'm sad if I'm the Protoss, I think.
All right. I guess
Now I'm sad if I'm the Terran.
Wow, you're really emotional about all this.
Yeah.
It's a very quick stim coming up. Oh, I wonder if this is going to be Kier's build that we liked.
Did he opened concussives first last time?
Oh, I think you're right.
And it was...
Yeah, I think he
It was
did that
actually
and then caught a unit on
Rax.
the
It
map.
was actually Rax Tech Lab.
Yeah.
That's why it was so interesting, right? Like, no reactor, Rax Tech Lab. This looks like it's...
Looks like
actually,
a 2-on-1.
remember, we were talking on depth. I was like, what if you do like a 2-Rax kind of like stim thing when stim is better?
Yeah.
Instead of, it's not like 3-Rax, not as committed, but it's still a pretty aggressive timing. And obviously, I thought that would be really strong once stim buff goes through.
Yeah.
This is kind of like what we're seeing, where we're might actually be straight up 2-on-1.
Yeah, it looks specifically like it's a 2-on-1 here, right? Exactly.
It is definitely
like he's
2-on-1,
playing against
actually.
Zerg in 2016 is what this looks like.
2-on-1 is very bad, though.
I don't like it against Protoss.
Yeah,
it's I feel like it. I don't.
It
It
only
doesn't do
works-
damage, right? Like it's not supposed to.
2-on only works when you're not expecting 2-on-1.
You know what he might do? Imagine this for a second. He boosts over here and kills that pylon. That ridiculous in control pylon that we have right now.
In control pylon?
Do you see how many buildings it's powering? It's powering like everything.
Wait, do we call it in control pylon?
What is it? What is it called?
That was an Artosis pylon.
Well, it is powering a lot of buildings, so.
You're
when
right.
When it dies,
so it's
maybe
powerful as an Artosis pylon. Yeah. Once it dies, it's an in control pylon.
That sounds about right.
I see.
Okay, well, that's
okay. Well, the 2-1-1 is up.
Should he had a probe there instead?
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. You would have known still if there's a probe, and he would have had no supply block right now. So maybe, yeah, maybe he should have Artosis.
Yeah, maybe you should have.
Yeah.
Not saturated though.
What?
You'd have one less probe on minerals.
Yeah.
We'd look at that and be like, ooh, 47 workers. Now it's 46, bro.
You're right. All right. I mean, the sail on the the wind on the sail is gone now, right? Like this 2-on-1 lost any and all chances of doing anything.
Yeah.
So now once Blink is done.
And now what is he doing? He's just sitting back and taking a third. Like I don't mind when things don't work. Build the command center for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm not hating on that.
What is it?
But
good
like,
against?
is this really?
That's the question.
Huh?
What is it good against? What is 2-1-1 good against? Maybe Stargate.
Oh, you know what? It's. I think it would be. I think it would be good against like the people who want to harass you lightly with Blink, like we saw in the series against Stats. Maybe. You think?
I don't think so.
No.
Blink Stalkers aggressively.
But you have your
you're
Stim and Medivacs reasonably quickly. You can kind of push them back.
You don't have concussive. You don't have very many Marauders. Marines are awful against Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers defensively would crush you.
You're a negative Nancy. Did you know that?
Sorry. I think the only thing is maybe you could find a window against Stargate where it might be strong. Because Stargate, you don't have very much substance on the ground.
Yeah.
And you probably don't have Blink or Charge. So maybe he thought that, actually if Hurricane played similar to game 1, also by the way, really good control with the Stalkers so far.
Yeah, quite well done.
This is stats-esque.
Ooh!
Nice Marauder pick.
Yeah, you can't attack up there though. Stats would fight down there trying to defend
Stats
right
would
now.
have a fourth Nexus on the low ground.
He'd be trying to fight that off.
He'd have a fourth Nexus, 2-2, and Storm on the way, and then he'd fight you.
Yeah. He'd have a group of probes on there ready to mine, but he's going to fight your army with that instead of retreat.
Yeah, this is a pretty powerful roaming army, but it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm really kind of confused about. Like, I like that he has some map control. I guess he's forcing Protoss to stay in his base, and that adds value itself.
Yeah, yeah, I see that.
But
you have your third base as the Terran too, so.
And look, he's scanning. He's looking to see if he can go in. He can't. I mean, there's only one ramp here, right? That's kind of a neat thing about it is that there's.
I guess it's kind of another thing. The Protoss can't really take a fourth base if you're doing this too, until like there's a really powerful army for Protoss. Like it's not like you're gonna go down and take that fourth like Stats did. At least not when the army's roaming right there. So you have to like really want to crush that army before you take your fourth.
Yeah. Scant Colossus, like he will be able to. There are 2 medevacs out. Where did they go?
I didn't even realize there's watchtowers in the top right and top bottom.
Oh, I know, right? Isn't that funny? I only noticed that last week.
I've never noticed that until now.
No one ever takes those because, like...
Why? they're okay, sure.
I never see, like, yeah.
An interesting spot to put.
They exist, though, yeah.
He's taking the other fourth. I like that.
That's where I hide my probe once the Zerglings are out.
Yeah?
Put it on that watch
I bet that's a really important probe, too. It sees a ton. Oh, imagine trying to walk through this.
Oh, my God.
Like, imagine...
By the way, look at the fourth he's taken again, yeah.
I was about to comment on that, okay?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying you talked a lot of trash when I suggested that that's a better fourth.
I think Protoss versus Terran is possibly different than Protoss versus Zerg.
They're all the same. It's all the same. You make Immortals versus everything.
You know, half the viewers aren't even going to know what we're talking about half the time. Like, we just assume everybody watches our show. All right.
I like the Fusion Core.
Yeah?
Good stuff.
I don't see why you wouldn't like the Fusion Core.
Well, that's why I do, I guess, then, huh?
See, how do you like it? This is what you do to me, by the way. Huh?
I'm loving it. Are you kidding me? This is quality banter.
Look at that reactor doing absolutely nothing. That should be building Widow Mines. Always.
I think people should make more Widow Mines, to be honest. I really like it.
Remember we watched Clem was just like constant,
I love it.
Constant middle Widow Mine production. It looked really strong.
Widow Mines is awesome.
All right.
Whatever happened to the good old days of Widow Mines under Liberators? Widow Mines under Liberators for days.
For these two mines. Oh! Okay. Those two stalkers blink too fast again. Similar to the stats games.
I don't know what's happening here. Clocks are different now.
Could you imagine if Blizzard just like ninja changes how long it takes for that mine to go off?
Oh my
but
god.
by like a
Wreck
second?
everything.
1 second faster or 1 second slower?
If it was 1 second slower, that would be terrible.
I mean, even if it was 1 second faster, I mean, it wouldn't be as terrible, but... Oh yeah, 1 second slower would be so much worse, because you could buy time even longer.
It would just never lose anything.
What a crazy way to buff the Widow Mine. Be like, we're going to make it take longer. And you would be like, wow, that's a big nerf. Like, a couple days later, Terran wins everything.
So going into High Templars and Disruptors here, getting his Stargates up. Seems like we are in for a very, very long game.
The question is, are we in for a very, very long game, or are we in for a long game? Because there is a distinction between the two.
It's a very, very long game.
A very, very.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, right?
Okay.
Hurricane's roaming well.
Oh!
What? Oh my god. He just turned that.
You know what? This is
okay.
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna dissect this. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's like, you know. Okay, never mind. Wait, we gotta go talk about this. A bunch of storms go down. Is this really gonna happen? No. Okay.
No. He's still gonna hold, I think.
This is it.
No, he's still gonna hold.
Yeah. So Kier is like, all right, I'm gonna let this ball go off, right? And I'm gonna replace this with really expensive high-tech units, or he's gonna attack into me.
Well, he certainly attacked in, and the attack went about 4,000 times better than it should have, and it still didn't work. That, like,
Nice ball there.
The flank was cool and stuff. Like, Hurricane made that a lot better than it should have been, I think.
Wait, what just happened?
We're just having a lot of games today that have these engagements that don't even make sense. It's like...
The Disruptor Ball goes forward and kills a big portion of the army. He's like, you know what? It's time to go.
That Disruptor thing was basically the clip I'll see on a StarCraft Reddit, but I'm like, how good are these guys in this clip?
Yeah,
like, I don't know
is this a
about
Platinum
this
League game, you know?
Yeah, it's...
It
like,
happens to be like M Cannon versus like Sue or something.
That got the most I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, you were Hurricane, you literally couldn't kill more if you tried.
Yeah, there would have to be burrowed Zerglings underneath it to have killed more.
Yeah, or if like he was just right-clicking in this spot over and over again. Like maybe some of the units stack up on top of each other.
Oh, maybe SCVs were drilling through to go mine somewhere.
Yeah.
That's how you could have gotten more.
You're right. Or like the Disruptor hits the air units too, somehow.
Ooh.
Yeah. Alright, so this is the first prism. It has speed, so it can warp in pretty quick. That's what we're gonna be that's what we're gonna be saying soon.
Yeah. Don't forget now, this is as dangerous as it used to be.
It feels like Kier's defensive setup for prisms was lacking here, like a lot. A lot of the times we talk about really good Terrans, and once we get to this stage of the game, they just never lose. They can lose +3.
Yeah, well, that's definitely very painful. But to be fair, he had the non-speed prism defense up, right?
Yeah.
But he hadn't set up for speed prisms yet, where you have to add a turret everywhere.
Well, Maru would have been set up for it. 13 minutes.
Fair enough.
That's pretty hard to lose your third like that, or your +3.
So you got to be so mean to Kier. How many GSLs does he have? Okay.
Kier? How many GSLs?
Yeah, he doesn't have any GSL wins yet. Give him a break.
You're right. That means we should give him a break.
Another big attack.
Oh, what was that blink? Is Patience taking over?
I was just going to say,
wait a
Patience,
minute.
is that you?
I don't see glasses over there. Nah, it's not Patience. All right, dissect that blink for me. What do you think? If you're Hurricane.
Oh, he's trying to make opportunities for himself here.
Mm-hmm. So you see that and you're like, you know what'll make me an opportunity? Blinking all my stalkers into
What
a
if I
bunch
can
of
kill
biomine.
everything with this blinking?
In what world would all those stalkers just kill everything?
I don't know. Not this one.
Uh-huh. All right, I don't really like how aggressive Hurricane is right now. Especially when we're starting to add on Tempest. We need that like critical mass to be really trade well with Tempest. Like 2 Tempest is never going to kill a Viking. If somehow the army gets on top, like an EMP goes off, you will lose everything here besides that one Disruptor. Okay, watch.
Like, I like the poking. He is playing very aggressively, though.
I don't like the aggression. Okay, if this does a lot, then...
I think you should always be poking like this, though. That's good, too. I like that.
But some of those probes already had minerals on them.
He does not have time.
Okay, so recalled in. Okay, now we're all going to funnel through this tiny little choke.
He's long distance mining out his opponent's minerals there, but he didn't even do his own when he expanded there.
Yeah, who's going to attack a Protoss? Come on. No, not my +1 shields. That immediately just started. He literally started that when the drop went in. Like, he was looking at his base, he's like, I guess might as well start shields.
He wanted him to target the forge, because he doesn't actually even want plasma shields.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's the clutch.
You think that's what he was doing?
Maybe.
I think he just started it randomly. No thoughts. What is this Nexus?
What, the Nexus?
Honestly, Hurricane just helped him out. Because now you can just transfer your army between these two really nicely.
Okay. But you know what, that Nexus, you know what I like about that?
What?
What I want to see right now is Hurricane attack fully into the planetary position again and then recall to that other Nexus and kill that base.
Ooh.
Moves like that are just so good.
Do you think that that's possible that is actually his goal?
No, I don't think it's his goal, but it's really doable.
I don't think it's just a Nexus you mine from here. Like, it is one that you mine from, but I think it actually is a positional Nexus, too.
Yeah. It's like he can set up the batteries and stuff and hit from there, but I actually like the ninja move into this. Because I think you actually...
Like, if he didn't know the space existed at all, you're right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, for instance, if he fully attacked the other base that we saw him attacking for a long time that has a planetary, the whole army moves down there, back up for a second, insta-recall, kill this planetary, and you get a free kill, basically.
DT time. So we're gonna go DT blink into run buys again.
Yeah.
I love the progression that TVP has right now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little bit scary.
It is.
Disruptor balls might save the day. I think he needs to keep backing up. He's not backing up. Tempest go down. This backup should have happened immediately.
This is a little bit painful, but you should be able to get a big round of Zealots that should hold this.
Yeah, the problem is that all these units that are remaining are low-tech units. Like, we basically just lost our entire late game army.
He's only now adding the second robo.
You know what Patience would do right now? He would have like enough gateways to warp in a max Stalker army.
Actually, I think you might be right that that's what Patience would do here.
This hurts though. This really
you know what counters that? 45 Stalkers. Like, does it? Yeah, I guess it does.
Didn't we watch this happen? I think it was Patience Fantasy, where like this whole late game happened, and it was they were constantly trading. They had the Tempest, and then all of a sudden, 40 Blink Stalkers out of nowhere.
Yeah. They can't even all fire at once. It like doesn't even. The amount of sense it doesn't make, it's severe.
So this game by no means is over, and by no means is close to being over.
10 DTs just blinked in.
Where?
Well, not blinked in, but 13. I'm sorry, silly me.
Yeah, that's a lot of DTs.
Is he going to neeb it? Is he going to neeb it up? Is he going to blink on a planetary, kill it, and then lose 13 DTs to kill a planetary?
Well, he's not going to lose them, though. He's going to neeb it.
Well, that would be neebing it.
Okay. I didn't know neebing it entailed losing them. I thought that was...
Don't you remember that game from WSG?
I thought the act of blinking was neebing it.
No. That's Fear Dragoning.
Fear Dragoning it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we might see a Fear Dragoning. I don't know if we'll see a neebing, though. I like the boosting. And this is the kind of stuff that catches Protosses off guard, because I think they feel like they're fully dictating the game. What? He's pointing at the screen.
He just made 2 more DTs, so we're at 15 DTs.
Is that why you're pointing? You derailed me to point out there's 2 more DTs? The difference.
You think anything's more important than these 15 DTs?
Maybe the boost?
No!
Okay.
Who cares? 15 DTs.
How quick? How many shots does it take to kill a planetary with 15 DTs?
15?
It takes
half a shot?
Half.
The DTs walk by it and it dies?
Wait, what if he just recalled all the DTs? Okay.
That would have been amazing.
He blinks on the army. That would be so sick.
He's waiting for Blink to finish so he can walk in, kill it, and walk away, but look at that. Is that a missile turret? Uh-oh. The great enemy of the DT.
You think he cares? Okay, this is obviously going to take precedent over the DT blinks. Actually, you blink in the DTs now if you're really good. But I would be so good too because you could. Okay, here comes the blink. Blink.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's going for the other one.
What's he doing?
You think this is smarter? Wait, what if he gets both commands?
He's getting further away from the army.
Oh no!
Oh my God, is he gonna need it?
Oh, he's not needing it. He's getting it.
Okay, but is he gonna lose all the DTs?
No, dude, this DT army could kill that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why do people even build units that aren't DTs?
It's silly. I have no idea.
Is he gonna go for?
He's gonna keep going. He's just gonna clear the map. With
Imagine having detection for DTs but not being able to kill them.
That's the scariest thing you've ever said.
Okay, there's no way, right?
Oh, he's got this.
No way.
I can't believe he did that.
Okay,
There's no way on earth that would ever work.
Yeah, he's neebing it now.
my God!
He still walked out with
detection, and a lib, and a planetary.
What
and
happened on the other side of the map? So he killed the base and then went home?
Oh, he's afraid. There's DTs everywhere.
Oh my God! Look at all the stalkers. What was I saying earlier?
That is a lot of Vikings. My
yeah,
God.
I think at
the
this point
40
you actually
stalkers is
give up
good.
the Tempest plan.
Yes.
You just go Disruptor,
Get rid of
Stalker,
him.
DT.
That's what he's doing, actually. Look
Yeah.
at this. Disruptor is being made.
Oh,
DT's still
no,
around.
he
Oh.
The real counter to DTs is lifting.
That is a good counter. You can't do that to planetaries, though.
Oh, you should have killed the turret. He could have killed that turret.
He's still making DTs.
Good.
He has no banking. He's not maxed out. That's how many DTs he's making.
Look at all the...
I can't believe how many DTs he's actually
I feel like
making.
we don't have enough income for this many DTs.
Yes.
He needs like 90 probes so he can do this. Imagine if Zerg players had DTs. They could just...
I don't want to.
Yeah, that would be scary.
They have exploding DTs called Banelings. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but those aren't invisible and don't one-shot everything.
DTs aren't invisible either. Come on.
You got me.
see the blur. They walk. They kill stuff under turrets.
Is he going to do it again? No, right?
Oh, he's getting that one.
Why?
That one's gone. Get out of here.
Oh, look, he was scared he wasn't going to get it. That's why the Stalkers
Look
are
at all these units that have blink.
What?
What am I seeing
Templar.
here?
Imagine being so cocky that you just
Well, they
like,
have an auto attack now, so this is a real army.
Right. You just now. This is when you blink in and kill that turret, so he's to scan.
Look at that. It's like, haha, less mules for you. Man,
What do you
the
think
mine's
Blizzard was thinking when they added blink to DTs? Do you think they'd ever see the blink utilized like this? I don't think they planned
No,
it.
probably not like this.
Oh.
There's definitely a harassment base. Ooh!
Oh, another one.
Ooh!
Not as ooh. I
Yeah,
like how
not
you-
as ooh.
I
The
like
first
how
ooh was
you
bigger.
your oohs go off like louder or quieter depending on how good it was.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
cool.
mean, that's
you could probably cast with just
legit.
ooze.
Oh, I could definitely do it just ooh cast. Would probably be better than my regular, but I don't want to do it all the time, so I never have done it.
That's smart. Okay, this is a pretty important fight here. I think if it goes one way or the other, it's very good for that player, possibly game ending. 130 supply to 170.
You think whoever wins the battle, it's good for them? Thanks,
Yeah.
Jake.
I mean, like game endingly good. Is what I meant to say.
Well, yeah, we're getting to the point where neither have banks and their armies are getting real small. Look at this, 165 to 136.
Oh, look at. Yeah. Okay, that's a little weird.
Huh?
I like how the observer takes time. Okay, there's no way you kill this, right?
No. You've got to get out of there. If all those probes were zealots, maybe.
If all those pros are zealots, I think it's still over. But maybe, you're right.
Maybe. Give him a chance.
Oh.
If only he still had the 40 DTs he's made this game.
Where do you think this game really started going wrong?
I think he overmade DTs.
Yeah, he
I
might have
actually do. Like, he just keeps blinking on top of stuff and using 15 DTs. You know how much 15 DTs cost?
A lot.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Wait.
he could have made a much stronger standing army.
32 workers of 49. Wait, what did you just recall?
Sorry.
Is he actually killing this?
I don't know where his workers are right now.
Yeah, if the workers are mining and he's not doing what he's doing right now, which is chase. I mean, it's still a long shot, especially looking at the production tab where we see 3 ghosts on the way.
Yeah, Hurricane's not making any units.
Yeah, 49 probes.
This is his army. The problem
49
there's
SCVs and mules.
There's no real technicality here. Like, he needs to be so active with these stalkers to get anything done. Oh my god. Yeah, get out of here. You can't do it. Get out. Run.
If he had the disruptors.
Yeah.
And a dream. Maybe.
Oh. Seriously though, you buy like 30 DTs and
So
stuff.
DTs, that was the decisive moment where he started losing, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I really do think so. Like, there are good moves you can do with DTs where you snipe command centers, but do you know what else you can do? You can do things like buy immortals and make a strong army and then go kill the orbital
yourself
just as quickly. And then you have an army that can fight. DTs, as soon as they get caught, they're done.
I agree. Oh,
So-
yeah, another thing too is he didn't maintain that DT count. Like, say you make 15 DTs, but you utilize them the entire game. Like, you blink out, you blink in, like, you keep them alive, sure.
Yeah.
But if they just die, which they basically did.
Yeah, he made more than 20 this game. And that
Is there any way in this world that we get a base trade, like, stalemate? I don't think so, right?
No, I think Kier's army's too big. It's too strong. Yeah. Some pretty good storms there, but he does have enough to finish it off.
It's...
Oh my god.
Like, the thing is, look at the supplies.
Oh my God. No, that's
you know what? Kier's just giving him like a little glimpse of hope.
yeah. He wants him to stay in the game for a long time so that he gets even bigger score.
He's collecting tears right now. That's what he's doing.
He's trying to unlock all the achievements for this account.
All right, this has to be a 21, 17, 16. Do you think we'll get to another zero supply GG?
I would love to.
3 stalkers.
That's how
remain.
Hurricane rolls. This is going to be the Hurricane GGs.
GG.
All right. And that is that.
Hurricane is eliminated. Kira moving on. I think both players well deserving. Stats and Kira.
Absolutely.
All players deserve to get out of
this was a great group.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this so much tonight.
Not only the quality of player, but the quality of games was just absurd.
There was a lot of weird stuff happening tonight, and a lot of people having to play off the cuff in odd positions.
Right.
And that just it made it so much better than a regular night where everyone does standard stuff.
Oh, this was my favorite night I've ever casted in my entire life.
It was super fun for me as well. And I mean, I'm so fun to cast with too. So like, yeah, you were truly lucky tonight.
Yeah, I was really lucky. You're right. I believe we will be going to an interview with Kira very shortly.
Hello guys, we're gonna have an interview with the final winner of Group C round of 32. It is Cure. Congratulations. Thank you.
네, 정말 축하드립니다. 먼저 기세에서 참 앞섰던
You were definitely ahead in terms of momentum,
빵이 안착하게
and
되는데요.
you advanced to the round of 16 safely. How do you feel?
사실 오기 전에 좀 자신감이
Before coming here,
많았었는데
I have a lot of confidence,
또 대회 때 긴장이 너무 많이
but then, you know, I tend to get nervous during tournaments,
했었어가지고
and I kind of rush things in the early tournament.
오실 때 자신감이 있으셨다고
You said
했습니다.
you were full of confidence when you came here.
남기웅, 스칼렛, 이 조에
Scarlett,
대한
Stats,
자신감이
and
있으셨나요?
Hurricane. Did you have confidence in this group?
조는 좀 빡센데
No, this group is
최근에
group of S.
포지션이 할만하더라고요. 그래가지고
But then, you know, I realized that
대엽이랑 스타일이
it's doable,
편하기도 해가지고
and I'm
내 상대로
comfortable
좀 똑같이 하긴
playing
했는데
against Stats.
긴장해가지고 져가지고
But then I was nervous, so I kind of
다음에 좀
stumbled.
분발을 해야 될 것 같아요.
And next time, I think I'm gonna have to do better.
김대엽 선수와의 경기가 많이 아쉬우셨나
You said
봅니다.
that you're disappointed in
저는
the game
김대엽
against
선수와의
Stats.
경기에서 제일 기억에 남는 게
In the game against Stats,
세 번째
in
사령부가
King's Cove,
처음에 완성됐거든요.
you actually finished the triple
그게
command
가장
center
기억에
in 4-minute
남았습니다.
mark.
그렇게 배를 굴리는 게 평상시에
Was the
많이
early resource
통하니까 하신
that
건가요?
important, and do you do that often?
솔직히 토스전 빌드가 할 게 없어가지고
Well, there's not much to do against Protoss,
돌려쓰기 식으로 하고 있는데
and then I opted for
대엽이
that.
형이 무난하게 해줘서 좀 통했던 것 같아요.
But I think it worked because Stats
무난하게 해서
plays very
통했던 것
standard.
같다. 자, 남기웅 선수와의 승리 무척 기분이
Alright,
좋으실 것
against the game against Hurricane,
더 좋았던 선수였거든요. 오늘 엇박자 타이밍도 굉장히 날카로운
you were quite unorthodox in your plays,
장기전에서도 승리를
and
거뒀는데요.
you
남기웅 선수와의
were able to gain the win
토스전
in a late game. What do you think about that?
기웅이가 너무 운영을 너무 잘해가지고
Hurricane is very good at macro and rotation.
토스전 이기려면 좀 운영으로 이겨야
So in order to beat a Protoss
기웅이가
player,
너무 잘해가지고
you have to win
걱정이긴
in terms of
했는데
macro and rotation.
좀 제가 과감하게 플레이를 했어요. 그래서 일부러
So I
그냥
played really
들어가면
aggressively,
될 것 같아서 근데 그게 좀 잘 통했던
and I
것
think that really worked well.
네, 이렇게 후반 운영에 대한 연습량도 오늘 무척 많이 느껴졌었는데요. 오늘 저그전에서는 장기전
Today,
승리를 거두고 또 오랜만에
the game against
전투
Zerg,
수행한 빌드도 성공시켰습니다.
you were able to beat Scarlett in the Zerg game.
미탈리스크였던 건 의외였는데요.
It was quite weird that
해도 자신있는
Scarlett went for the
싸움이었나요?
Middleisk instead of Corruptors. What do you think?
타락기 상대로도 운영법이 생각해 놓은 게 있어가지고
Well, against Corruptors, I had a different strategy that I could have used.
좀 버티기 식으로 하려고 했는데 상대가 실수를 많이 해서
And Scarlett, you know, made a few mistakes which I was able to exploit and
상대의
win.
실수도 있었고 이런 행운도 있었던 저그전이었는데요. 자, 오늘 경기를 확인해 봤습니다. 지난 시즌 32강
season,
탈락의 아쉬움을 오늘 16강
You
진출로
lost, you fell off in the round of 32, but now this time you move on to the round of 16
것 같아요.
in a stronger form.
이번 연도에도 정말 열심히 하고 있는데
This year I've been practicing hard,
생각처럼 성적이 너무 안 나와.
and the result just doesn't
급한 마음이
reflect my
많았어요.
practice.
시즌 3도 좀 급하게 하다가 또 그냥 떨어질 것 같아서.
But season 3, I was scared that I might be eliminated by rushing things.
지금 이렇게 얼굴 옆선으로 땀방울이 흐르고 있는데
I can see your sweat
땀방울의
right now.
결실을 이번 시즌 꼭 거두셨으면
I hope you can
좋겠습니다.
pour great
자,
results
마지막으로
this year.
올해 마지막 시즌이잖아요. 각오
As
한마디
this is the last
해주시죠.
season, do you have any last words?
그동안 열심히 한 만큼 좀
Since I've worked hard,
경기력으로 좀 보여드리려고
I hope I can
더 열심히
transition this
노력할
into
테니까
my
앞으로도
performance and result.
믿어주시고 좀
And please do continue to root for me and cheer for me.
다시 한번 2위 진출
Once again,
축하드립니다.
congratulations on your advancement. Thank you.
네, 이렇게 C조의 두 번째
Congratulations, Kier, for advancing. I'm very happy with our group. I think both players well deserving. I'm looking forward to the round of 16 with both of them.
Yeah, yeah. I hope that Kier has a really great season, to be honest.
I think he will.
Because you know what? He knocked out some great players tonight as well. We're sad to see Scarlett go. Always exciting when she's doing well in GSL. And Hurricane, I think, actually played very well tonight overall.
Yeah.
And I think he's played very well for the last season and Super Tournament. So it's exciting to have him rising up also.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough group for Hurricane considering he's seed 1. I thought that his last series could have been, there's a little bit of mistakes, but honestly, he played an overall really good series. Yeah. Like, the whole tournament so far, he's had really good result.
So, this is our next group. It's on Wednesday of next week. Sue, Dream, Zest, Hero. Very excited to see how Dream's going to do.
I'm really excited for Dream, yes.
Yeah.
Dream has been he was actually so good at some point, and then he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, yeah.
So...
Well, how good is he right now?
That's
like,
the
is he going to make a splash? Because a lot of these players, when they return, they have a really weak first season, maybe
so at least
first
Code
year.
S.
Yeah.
So that's already a pretty big thing.
It is.
But
it
yeah,
is.
usually the players that return are not
the only
good
ones that
enough.
have done pretty well. Like MC did all right in his first one, and Parting.
Parting played a lot of games though. I think a lot of people started seeing saying Parting was probably going to do good before he started doing good, whereas these people kind of like appear.
Sure.
But that'll be it for us, guys. We have our advanced players, and we will be back soon. Oh yeah, we should be keeping our tickets, by the way, guys. Sorry, I've got a person in my ear. We're going to be raffling some things off.
That's right.
You know what
a
we're
lot
raffling?
of really great stuff. I think we have a GSL. Actually, I don't think we do the diary until the round of 16, so maybe not that yet.
Diary?
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's what they call it. It's like a picture book of the players.
I thought it was
that are in the round of
like
16.
Maru's diary. That would be so cool.
That would be sick.
Do you
I'd love
imagine
to
like a book of like builds or something?
Dear diary, I'm tricking them all.
All right, guys, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Have a good morning, evening, or night wherever you are. I believe that's what he says.
Great job.
This is my world. Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance.
Next, GSL Season 3. Reversal.